To the Millennium Stadium in Cardiff, the sports world, and the final of the oldest cup competition in the world. Hello, this is Russell Fuller. Chelsea are hoping to win the FA Cup for the third time in 6 years. Arsenal are hoping to complete the first leg of a league and cup double. There are a mass of red and white flags to my left, blue and white to my right, and we're now probably about 2 minutes away from kick-off in this eagerly anticipated tie. Our guest today is the manager of Cardiff City, Lenny Lawrence. And Lenny, let's just tell people who may have missed the team news from earlier the main points that for Chelsea, Celestine Babayaro and Graham Lasso return to the team after being out for the best part of a month. Top scorer Jimmy Floyd Hasselbank has also passed the fitness test. He plays for Chelsea. Although John Terry is missing, he's on the bench. He woke up this morning and the room was spinning, so he's not been risked. For Arsenal, and you might be able to pick out the Tannoy announcer announcing the teams behind me, David Seaman, the England goalkeeper, plays in goal in place of Richard Wright, who's played in most of the cup games so far. And Tony Adams and Sol Campbell have been chosen in the centre of defence. Martin Keown's not playing. Perhaps the other surprise, Ray Parlour in for the Brazilian Edu in the centre of midfield. Arsenal are the favourites, Lenny. What sort of game can we expect? Is it going to be a cagey start?
I would think so. I wouldn't think either side would want to concede the first goal. It'll go a long way towards deciding who wins the cup. Arsenal, we know, have got a fantastic pace on the break. Chelsea have got as good a strike force as there is in the Premier League. So it's all set for a fantastic game, and it certainly is a magnificent venue for a cup final. It's a beautiful day, and the atmosphere in the stadium is fantastic.
Jimmy Floyd Hasselbank and Eidur Gudjohnsen have 51 goals between them. They could be Chelsea's trump card in this final. We're just about ready for kick-off. You'll have the whole match live and uninterrupted here on the BBC World Service. The fans have been mingling in the bars and the streets of Cardiff in the build-up to this game. They're inside the ground now. There's a perfect blue sky over Cardiff. A wonderful atmosphere. We're ready for kick-off, and your commentary team for the final, the former England captain Jimmy Armfield, Alan Green, and first of all, Mike Ingham.
In this first half, David Seaman in the sunshine away to our left. His first FA Cup tie of the season. He saved it till the very best. The cup final. Lucky dressing room, lucky white socks, unlucky ties. Doesn't count for anything now. Time to play the game. Away we go. Jimmy Floyd Hasselbank, 50-50 maybe, but playing. Ray Parlour, centre of Arsenal's midfield. Gets the ball for the first time, plays it down this near side. There may be just a few nerves early on, even though there's so much experience down there on the pitch. And hesitation by Gronkiar over on the far side. And at this point, let me also welcome to the Sport on 5 commentary all our friends around the world, wherever you may be, listening to BBC World Service. Russell Fuller here in the stadium with us, and Lenny Lawrence, of course. Now, Patrick Vieira. The ball has hardly gone inside the Arsenal half so far. Over on the far side is Melchiot against Ljungberg. It's out of play, and here for the first time in the commentary is Jimmy Armfield.
Well, you're right, Mike, and there will be nerves, even though we've got a stack of international footballers here, many of whom, of course, will be going to the World Cup, and Arsenal, of course, going for the double. But it's first things first, and today they'll want to win this desperately. Chelsea, of course, it's their one big hope. So there's so much at stake, really, in the two sets of fans, the rivalry, both from the capital. It's a great cup final and a lovely day.
It is. It's a beautiful day. And a little bit of cloud this morning. Threatened some rain in Cardiff, but now it's absolutely gorgeous. What a picture. And Arsenal have had the ball almost from the kickoff. And Lauren has gone down after the challenge from Graham Lasso down this near side. And the referee, Mike Riley, is just pulling Graham Lasso away from Lauren. And this is amazing. Within the first, how long have we played? 2 minutes of the game. And Graham Lasso, who of course was sent off in the FA Cup earlier in the season, is going to get a yellow card here on his FA Cup final debut from Mike Riley, who, remember, earlier in the season sent off Jimmy Floyd Hasselbank playing for Chelsea against Arsenal, and also sent off Dennis Bergkamp and Martin Keown in the FA Cup playing for Arsenal against Liverpool.
Well, what happened was, Lasso came in, the ball was coming towards Lauren, and Lauren put his head down to get the ball. And Lasso came in with his foot up, and the referee's decided, it's a yellow card. Oh, dear. Anyway, there it is. He put his head down, and Jimmy Floyd Hasselbank is actually demonstrating to the referee exactly what happened there. The trouble with that is, it puts Lasso under a little bit of pressure now.
Just a bit. 88 minutes now on a yellow card.
Yeah, he's under pressure now. And Laurent, I think he got it in it's somewhere around his ribs he's caught it. He didn't catch him on his head. He's on his feet. Oh, he's actually pointing at him now. He's not very happy about it.
And, of course, it is the one question mark always against Graeme Le Saux, isn't it? The temperament.
Yes, the temperament. But he came in, and that's it. That's the end of it.
Well, interestingly, Mike Riley is laying the law down straight away. He's not making any allowances for the fact that it's a cup final. Long free kick, which Melchiot takes and almost gives straight back to Dennis Bergkamp. And Desailly now at the heart of the Chelsea defence, bringing the ball out towards us, and there's a lot of shadow down there underneath this stand as Babayaro, who is supposed to be doubtful, hits it long, and Chelsea haven't settled yet. Ashley Cole plays the ball in towards Ljungberg, and Lampard is there now for Chelsea. Possibilities on the break. Feeds Gronkjar over on the right-hand side. Jesper Gronkjar taking on Ashley Cole, going the long way round. In comes the cross. Adams is there, out of the penalty area. Ljungberg has to be careful against Lampard, and the whistle's gone for the foul by Frank Lampard.
Well, it's a committed start. You might expect that, of course, but I think one of the tactics must surely be for Ranieri. I'm sure he will have said to his two wide players, Gudjohnsen and Le Saux or Babayaro, when he can get forward as well, they've got to try and get at the two full backs. And there I saw Gronkjar. First time he got the ball, he tried to get on the outside of Cole. Cole did well, he propped up well.
This is the cup final on Sport on 5 and BBC World Service, and Chelsea trying to get forward, but Freddie Ljungberg, who's been scoring so many important goals for them recently, is there to nip it against Frank Lampard. And now the ball, for the first time really, goes to Thierry Henry over on the far side, but he runs out of space. And Thierry Henry really wants to produce a performance today, having disappointed in the UEFA Cup final and also in last season's FA Cup final. So already inside the first 2 minutes, yellow card for Graeme Le Saux, who's playing on the left-hand side of midfield. The ball bounces. Hasselback heads it down. In goes Ashley Cole, and fascinating today for Sven-Göran Eriksson to watch the likes of Ashley Cole at left-back for Arsenal. Graeme Le Saux, of course, who seems to have lost his opportunity of going to the World Cup on the left for Chelsea. Long throw by Melchiot, aimed towards Hasselback, headed away by Tony Adams, and he was fouled in the process, and of course it's the usual start to a big occasion. Hasn't settled down yet.
Well, it's a little bit frenetic, you expect that early on, but interesting point, the referee Mike Riley has given more yellow and red cards than any other Premiership referee this season. So, you know, the players really going to have to be alert, be aware.
Misplaced pass there by Patrick Vieira puts his team under pressure. And we've had quite a lot of whistle inside the first 5.5 minutes here at the 121st FA Cup final, the second in Cardiff. Arsenal obviously the only team to have played in 2 Cardiff FA Cup finals. Desailly very careless. Wiltord though can't take it on, and neither side has really got into any kind of rhythm at all yet. Desailly's there, yeah, and that's a poor ball from him as well, straight back to Arsenal. Sol Campbell touches it to Lauren down below on the right hand side, and now Ray Parlour can't go forward. The former Arsenal man Emmanuel Petit was tracking him all the way in midfield, now wearing the Chelsea blue. Arsenal just trying to get a foothold, a little bit of possession. Wiltord down below on the right hand side. Wiltord infield to Bergkamp. He'll be desperate to produce here today, Bergkamp. Bergkamp once more, 5 yards inside the Chelsea half. Across the field it goes towards Henry. Partially cleared by Chelsea. Parlour picks up the loose ball. Vieira's there, tries to find Ashley Cole in the penalty area. Flag is up for offside. The referee, though, is going to play an advantage.
It's a nice move by Cole. He moved off the ball well. The press from Vieira was just slightly over it. But he's a linchpin, key player for Arsenal. I watched him at Bolton again the other night. Came very good in the second half when Arsenal looked strong. He had a little bit of an iffy start, but he's an important player. Once he starts spreading the passes around, Chelsea have got to be cautious.
Good, confident challenge there by Ashley Cole over on the far side against Gronkjar. This is where Chelsea could do damage, though, of course, on the flanks. Now, foul by Parlour on Lampard, and there's a last warning from the referee Mike Riley to Ray Parlour as well, and it's a free kick to Chelsea just inside the Arsenal half. Chelsea playing from right to left here in the Millennium Stadium in Cardiff. It's Gallas off to Frank Lampard. Lampard now to Gudjohnsen. Hardly mentioned him so far. Hasselback can't hold it. Ashley Cole will move on to the ball and plays it to Parlour in central midfield. Parler thought about giving it long and then plays it short towards his near side. Wasn't a great ball towards Lauren, but Lasso couldn't intercept it. And as Lauren goes forward, he's tackled by Babayaro, and the ball is out of play. And it's an untidy start here. A lot of tension down there. 7.5 minutes gone in the first half. Throw into Arsenal. Wiltord to Henry. Tackle comes in from Petit, and the ball will break to Babayaro. Babayaro and Ljungberg in this game, of course, will both probably be playing against England in the forthcoming World Cup. The ball is back with David Seaman away to our left as Arsene Wenger goes for experience here today. The ball from Seaman, a bit high for Wiltord, then Adams swishes it down that left-hand side. Ljungberg trying to judge the bounce. In comes the challenge from Melchiot. Lampard, who started quite well, now Melchiot, and Lampard knows he has to play well in that central midfield today with Emmanuel Petit. Now Gronkiar under pressure from Freddie Ljungberg. Two Scandinavians over on the far side. Ljungberg's got it. He's got it away from Gronkiar. Plays the ball forward, and here's a chance now for Arsenal with Sylvain Wiltord on the edge of the penalty area. Henry trying to stay onside. Wiltord turns and wins the first corner of the game.
Oh, that looks a poor decision. That looked like a goal kick to me. I think Mike Riley's read it wrong. I think the good play by Ljungberg. He chased back well, and Gronkiar got himself in a bit of a tangle. He was a bit sloppy, Gronkiar, then. The ball was played out down on the left-hand side. Wiltord picked it up. Chelsea went across, and I thought he kicked it out of play.
We talked long and hard about the fact that two great strikers, Hasselbank and Henry. Henry's going to take the corner with a balloon, I think. He hasn't got a ball at the moment. But we've made the point many times this season that the two great goal scorers take the corners a lot of the time. Henry, where's the ball?
It's behind the goal. Over there. At least give me our ball back.
Yeah, well, at least he's got a sense of humour, even on a big day like this. Thierry Henry threatened to take a corner with a balloon. Now we've got the other ball back again.
We've got a ball boy there.
It's only the cup final.
I mean, it's a big space behind the goal there.
Right, corner kick to Arsenal, the first of the cup final. And Henry is going to take it. In it goes. Adams challenging, and the foul has been given straight away by Mike Riley. Almost inevitable, that. And we'll go to the Scottish Cup final in a moment. And Chelsea bringing the ball out with Celestian Babayaro.
Yes, I think you made the point that it's very tight, Mike. It is. There's not much room in the middle of the field. There's not many shots going at goals or anything of that nature. One or two tackles coming in late. The players are finding it a bit of a problem as well. But nevertheless, it's a good start, very committed start.
Patrick Vieira hoists a high ball forward into the sunshine over on the far side. This time Gronkiar defends well. But Arsenal still pick up the ball, and then Henry's lost it, and Gronkiar flies clear down the right-hand side. Great ball in field to Hasselbank. Hasselbank tips it forward towards Gudjohnsen. Out comes Seaman for the first time we see Chelsea as an attacking force.
That's the first thing a goalkeeper's really had to do, really. There's a lovely ball knocked in by Gronkiar to Jimmy Floyd Hasselbank, and he tried to put it out to Gudjohnsen. He just couldn't get to it. Interesting formation, Mike. Arsenal is sort of playing three front men. You know, they've got Henry and Bergkamp and Wiltord all playing sort of up front, and then a three-man midfield. Ljungberg's coming from the deep.
OK, let's go to the Scottish Cup final. Ken McRobb.
11.5 minutes played here. It's still goalless between Celtic and Rangers. Nothing to choose between the sides. Only one effort of note so far, an Amoruso header from a Ferguson free kick, but that went over the top. It's Celtic 0, Rangers 0.
Same here in the FA Cup final in Cardiff. Sport on 5, BBC World Service. Arsenal 0, Chelsea 0. And the only talking point really so far, Graham Lassau's yellow card. Jimmy Floyd Hasselbank just went down for a moment, but I think he's all right. And it's with Lauren. Lauren plays it back into the defence. Sol Campbell preferred to Martin Keown today. Long one to the far side of the field. The passing from both sides at the moment a bit wayward. And it's out of play over on the far side. And it's a throw to Chelsea.
I'm not sure Hasselbank's totally right. I mean, I watched him there when he got the ball. Normally, when he picks the ball up and he has space, you know, he's straight at the heart of the defence. He didn't make any sort of long runs at them there. It'll be interesting to see, really, just whether he is 100% fit.
Vieira back to Tony Adams. Quite a lot of space for the Arsenal captain. Finds Ashley Cole and gets it back again. Not too many notes to make so far in the opening 12 minutes. Campbell to Lauren on the Arsenal right. Arsenal playing possession football, unbeaten of course, away from home all season domestically. In comes Emmanuel Petit, looks to Lampard. Lampard rides 2 or 3 challenges and then finds Babayaro. Lasso's gone down off the ball. It's back again with Lampard, hoping to impress belatedly Sven-Göran Eriksson today. Now Gronkjar's come across to the left-hand side, putting himself about quite well down there. Wiltord's under pressure, gives it back to Lauren on the edge of the penalty area. Nice turn from him, back again to Wiltord. Wiltord, deep inside his own half, clips the ball to the halfway line. Henry now against Gallas, 2 Frenchmen together. In field, Bergkamp, we've hardly mentioned him, but he hadn't got the pace to take it on there. And it's been switched back once more to Cudicini away to our right and cleared by the young Italian. Header down by Lasso to Hasselbank. Lampard once more. His dad, of course, played against Arsenal in the FA Cup final. That's a decent ball from Lampard towards Gudjohnsen, but a foul by Gudjohnsen on Tony Adams. And it's an Arsenal free kick. But of the 4 midfield players so far, Frank Lampard's the one who's taking the eye.
Well, he's had more touches on the ball. What he's doing, he's putting himself around a little bit, which is good to see. He's getting... The ball actually came in there, though, with this free kick that Mike Riley's given here. The ball came in and Adams was running away and Gudjohnsen sort of stood his ground. I thought he was a little bit unlucky.
Well, Mike Riley had a long chat there with Gudjohnsen for the foul on Tony Adams. Was there a suspicion of elbow by Gudjohnsen? No? By Adams, right. Thank you, Greeny. So, anyway, the game continues and Mike Riley's been just a little bit fussy so far in these opening 13 and a half minutes, stamping his authority on the game right away with a yellow card for Lasso. Now Bergkamp into Henry, edge of the area, faced by Gallas. Gallas is trying to take him wide. Henry's got it. The shot in the end from Wiltord was blocked by Desailly. And it's beautifully taken inside the centre circle by Vieira, stretches his long legs. Arsenal move it to the far side of the field, and it's Cole against Gronkjar, and Gronkjar just nudges it out towards the Chelsea bench over on the far side for an Arsenal throw.
It's a great block by Desailly. Lovely play by Henry. Back to goals, just laid it in. He laid it up for the shot. The shot came in, and I thought Desailly was very quick, and he read the game so well.
The weather bright, the game as yet not. Bergkamp trying to really impose himself. Now Hasselbank fouls Patrick Vieira just inside the Chelsea half. Mike Riley quickly across. Vieira threatened to take the free kick quickly. Now he knocks it towards Henry. Back is Gallas in the centre of defence. And if you haven't been with us over the last hour or so, it's Gallas and Desailly in the centre of Chelsea's defence. John Terry having suffered a virus overnight. Throw into Arsenal over on the far side. Ashley Cole to Freddie Ljungberg. Wide on that left-hand side. Moving in field against Melchior. In comes a cross, missed by Chelsea. Babayaro hacks it away. Gallas, I think it was, missed it initially. In comes a challenge that the referee doesn't like from Sol Campbell now. And it's a free kick to Chelsea. We've had a few too many of these stoppages. Chelsea's free kick for the foul on Gudjohnsen.
Yes, the game at the moment has been littered with free kicks. It's quite a few times things look possible and foul given away. It happened there again with Gudjohnsen. Campbell came over the top of him.
Now another good ball from Lampard, but Lasso can't collect it. And Lasso's coming back now against Lauren. Remember Lasso on a yellow card inside the first 2 minutes. Babayaro, that's a bit loose from him. Arsenal win it back. Ray Parlour now trying with a bit of pace to get away from Frank Lampard, but Lampard's really up for this one today. Parlour is there, edge of the centre circle with his right foot. Well, the intention, you can see what he was trying to do. He was trying to play it down to Wiltord down the near side, but the pass was 15-20 yards away from him. And Chelsea now moving it out of defence with Desailly. Accurate as ever to Lampard. Gets it back again. Marcel Desailly, the Chelsea captain. Again, an accurate ball to Lasso on the halfway line. Lampard switched back once more to Desailly, and then he lofts it to the far side, and Gallas in quite a bit of space. Gallas in field to Frank Lampard, 10 yards from the halfway line. Lampard to Gronkjar, good passing from Chelsea. Melchiot's making a break on the outside. It comes in field from Gronkjar though, to Graham Lasso. The shot from Lasso! Seaman almost let it go. Hasselbank looking for the bits and pieces. Seaman's there second time round.
Well, that's the best move of the match. The first real shot in anger that I think that Chelsea put together right from the back. Lovely pass from Lampard. As you say, he started well. Onto Gronkjar. The ball eventually came across, and Lasso was about 20 yards out when he hit it with his left foot. Seaman spilled it first time, but it was never going to go to any on-rushing players. But not a bad start by Chelsea.
16 and a half minutes gone. Arsenal 0, Chelsea 0 in the cup final on Sport on 5 and BBC World Service, and still Rangers 0, Celtic 0 up in Scotland. It's Carlo Cudicini in the Chelsea goal. Chelsea doing a little bit better over the last few minutes. And all that came about, that shot in the end from Lasso after careful build-up back inside their own half with Desailly involved in it all. Now Granquiar's been penalised for the foul on Ashley Cole over on the far side. Oh, and Arsenal take the free kick quickly, and they're giving it straight to Frank Lampard. And Lampard has a good strike from 25 yards. Seaman goes down to his left and makes the save. Another good effort coming in from Frank Lampard. Very careless with the free kick were Arsenal.
Yeah, Vieira was. He was half asleep, really, because I think he tried to push a short pass towards Parlour, and it was right at Lampard. Lampard picked it up, ran forward, never looked for anything else. 25-yarder, Seaman, no problem.
Well, quite a few players yet to get into this game. Vieira just inside the Chelsea half. Again, Lampard is sticking tight with him, forcing him to the touchline. Nice little chip from Patrick Vieira, but too high for Henry, and the clearance was made by Lampard. Nobody's had more touches than him so far. Good Johnson now. That's a bit loose from him, but Chelsea won it back again. Babayaro to Petit, short of the halfway line. Left-footed as ever from Petit. Adams will go in against Good Johnson. And now Parlour with a header down, finds Vieira, and Vieira's ball again is not accurate enough. Chelsea have it back, and this is much better from them now. Parlour gets his foot in. Desailly's too strong for Ljungberg. Desailly crosses the halfway line for the first time. And was he fouled from behind by Parlour? Referee says no, and now Desailly has to get back inside his own half. Parlour against Hasselbank. That was a meaty collision over on the far side. Parlour's got it, turns away from trouble, finds Sol Campbell, and Campbell clips the ball into the Chelsea half, where Bergkamp is trying to get into the match, but he's lost the ball. Good Johnson, too strong for Bergkamp, and Desailly's there again. Challenge from Vieira, great moment there. Vieira against Desailly for the first time. Long ball forward now by Arsenal. Ljungberg, though, is offside. And let's hear about a goal at Hampden from Ken McRoth.
Celtic 1, Rangers 0. The goal scorer John Hartson after 19 minutes. A corner on the right, headed down by Baldy, and Hartson was there when the ball came back up to head it into the back of the net. Celtic 1, Rangers 0.
Well, just for a moment, I thought Ljungberg wasn't booked, was he, for that?
Well, no, he wasn't booked. He was not, but what happened was he carried on playing after the whistle had gone quite clearly. He flicked the ball over the top of Kudashini into the goal. The referee's run across. Well, it was clearly should have been a yellow card. You know, kicking the ball away.
Just to repeat then, Celtic 1, Rangers 0 in Scotland. Here's still Arsenal 0, Chelsea 0. Not a very eventful start to the game, but it's getting better as now Granquiar takes on Ashley Cole, and Cole is too strong. Vieira now, good ball from him to Henry. Henry slips the ball away from Petit, and now Ashley Cole has gone forward, and he's given offside. There's the free kick to Chelsea.
At least 5 yards off. He went too early. Lovely play by Henry. But as you say, Mike, it is a bit untidy, but it's very committed.
Yeah, moments ago,
terrific
Marcel Desailly showed his aggression and his hunger as he went forward, really, to try and inspire Chelsea. You don't often see him going forward. And we've had another goal at Hampden. Ken McRoth again.
Celtic 1, Rangers 1. It took them just 70 seconds to get back in level terms. This time it was Peter Lovenkrands. He took the ball on his left foot and drove it low past Rob Wilson. Celtic 1, Rangers 1.
Thank you. The ball is played in by Petit for Chelsea, left-hand side. It was too near David Seaman, and we played nearly 20 and a half minutes of the first half in Cardiff. Still Arsenal 0, Chelsea 0, Rangers 1, Celtic 1. Seaman comes out of his area.
Sorry, Mike. I think Petit hasn't moved too far forward. He's been playing just actually in front of Chelsea's back four. He's sort of the holding player.
Good play now by Ljungberg. Sets it up for Thierry Henry with pace, goes in the penalty area. What a brilliant defending, though, by Desailly, as Henry pulled it back looking for Dennis Bergkamp. And Desailly, who's really rising to the occasion, was there for Chelsea at the back. Out of play for an Arsenal throw over on the far side. Arsenal's problem at the moment is that they're not really getting the best out of Dennis Bergkamp, who's very much their potential match winner here. The Bergkamp-Ljungberg partnership in particular over the last few weeks has been dynamic for them. 21 minutes gone in the first half. Ball over on the far side still for Arsenal. Now Vieira hits it long, looking to play the ball over the top. Bergkamp has got away and heads it just wide. Bergkamp got goal side of Desailly, and he headed the ball towards the goal. Couldn't find the target. What an escape for Chelsea.
Arsenal's best move. So simple. Vieira, who's had a little bit of a fractious start for it, he knocked the ball from just inside Chelsea's half right across to the back of the penalty area, and it went over Desailly, and there hasn't much gone past Desailly so far, but that one did. Bergkamp coming running in behind, and Cudicini was off his line. That was the important thing. And Bergkamp got his head to the ball, just gone past the post.
Best chance of the game. Maybe should have done better there, Dennis Bergkamp. Misses with a header, but now Bergkamp drags the ball forward once more, hoping that Wiltord and Ljungberg can get forward. But Chelsea got the defenders back, and Cudicini throws quickly towards the halfway line. Headed on by the So, and now Chelsea got players forward. The So's gone down injured. Hasselbank's gone past Tony Adams, but he can't take it past Sol Campbell. Graham Lasso will need treatment when the ball is played out, and Lauren, I think, is going to duly oblige. Hasn't done it yet. Now he does. The game will stop at virtually the halfway point of the first half. It's starting to get a bit more interesting after, I have to say, quite a dull opening here. Arsenal 0, Chelsea 0, and now here's Alan Green.
Bergkamp should have scored. Glorious pass from Vieira, absolutely glorious ball.
It wasn't, and he hadn't started well, Alan. You know, I thought he'd had a bit, you know, not for him, not for the standard he set, but that was a glorious pass. But it had gone over Desailly, and I thought with Cudicini off his line, Bergkamp will get it. Just past the post.
Well, so clutching his back, has come off for treatment. I'm sure he'll be back on it, sort of back towards the side. He'll be all right. And the ball is back in play and hit back by Chelsea to David Seaman. Arsenal 0, Chelsea 0 in the 2002 FA Cup final. It's a beautiful day in Cardiff, it really is. Not as hot as it was last year, but I'm sure the sunshine in the far side of the pitch is making life just a little bit uncomfortable for the spectators. Now, headed down by Gallus, the Desailly, who clears it over the halfway line, captain to captain. Adams actually played that with his right thigh to the left of Cole. Into Ljungberg, on to Cole again. Melchiot gets back, the ball's still in play. Deep inside the Chelsea half now. Melchiot just hoping it trundles over the line. And has it? Yes, it has. Finally, the linesman indicates, and the referee, Mike Riley, says that will definitely be a throw into Chelsea. What a shame we can't have one of the better referees in the country taking charge of the FA Cup final.
Ashley Cole has been enthusiastic to get forward, hasn't he? You know, down that left-hand side. Ljungberg's been running across the field, and he's left one or two little gaps, and I think it's part of the tactics, really. And Ashley Cole's been keen to fill it.
Too many free kicks.
Yeah, we have.
I mean, okay, the players are going to take the major responsibility for that if they're committing fouls. But there was another one by Hasselbank and Cole, and Arsenal play it. Back to Sol Campbell. Campbell towards Wiltord, but Babiaro cleverly just lets the ball drift beyond him, and it's behind for a goal kick to Chelsea.
We don't know what the pitch is quite like, but
it's a new surface.
Yeah, well, you and I noticed, didn't we? Babiaro turned early on.
I thought he had a groin problem.
Yes, and he seemed to me as though, you know, he'd actually caught the top of his leg, but he seems to have got over it now, and he's going to have his hands full here, watching Wiltord, who's pushing really far forward down this right-hand side.
The Millennium Stadium is wonderfully noisy, as it always is on these occasions. As Cudicini takes the goal kick, a little nudge surely on Lampard by Vieira. That one not spotted by Mike Riley. Here's Kroenke, quickly tackled by Ashley Cole, and the ball breaks out of play. It's going to be a throw into Chelsea, just a yard or so beyond the halfway line, in the sunshine, down their right flank. Melchiot launches it towards Hasselbank, who chests it back, and then surely the foot was left in there by Kroenke and Cole. The play continues. Now Bergkamp appeals for handball against Gallus, and it's given. Although I don't know how the referee saw that, and certainly the linesman didn't flag. I think he reacted to the appeal.
I don't think he did. But testing match for Gallus coming in there. I feel sorry for Terry missing out, you know, on the starting lineup, but apparently, we saw him in the warm-up. Whether he will appear later on, we shall have to wait and see.
It's just a shame all the peripheral baggage with John Terry this season, because I think he's been playing well enough, Jimmy, to make the England squad.
I do.
You know, if there weren't other factors.
I do.
Parlour to Ashley Cole on the far side of the field, back to Tony Adams, and Adams to Sol Campbell. Campbell still 15 yards short of the halfway line. Driven ball forward towards Henry, headed away by Melchiot, and it's taken up by Desailly, who again comes forward at every opportunity. Finds Gudjohnsen, who's brought down by Vieira. That's going to be a free kick and a yellow card.
Yes, he's got the yellow card right in the centre circle, but Desailly came forward there. He's playing with real intent today. He's got a bit of fire in him. Sorry, Al.
I was going to say we're going to get a red card today, you know.
I think so. Well, Vieira there was a bit late with the tackle. Left foot, Gudjonsen's gone down. He's okay. Free kick to Chelsea, but Desailly, I can see he's really up for it.
Petit to take the free kick for Chelsea inside the centre circle. Hit towards the right side. Kroenke takes it on his chest, brings it down. They thought he used his hand. Cross into the penalty area. Adams is there and stabs the ball away to Ashley Cole, who hacks it up towards the centre circle. Headed back by Desailly. Lasso jumps and Parler won that clash and flicks it to the right. And Lauren up to the halfway line. Good ball forward to Henry. Henry surrounded by blue shirts, and one of them takes it off, and that was Graham Lasso. Desailly wafts it towards Kroenke, who heads it on, but ahead of Hasselbank, and it's a simple clearance by Adams and flicked on by Cole. Away from Gudjonsson. Ashley Cole down the left flank. A very deep cross. Out comes Cudicini, and he catches it well, the Italian goalkeeper. It only cost £160,000. That was money well spent, wasn't it?
It certainly was. I think he's been absolutely outstanding.
One of the best goalkeepers in the Premiership this season.
He has. When I've seen him, he's played really well, because more often than not, when I see him, he's away from home. He's been under a lot of pressure. And when he comes up to the north, and he's excelled himself.
Where we know it's cold and barren and very unfriendly, Jim. Right, enough of that nonsense. Melchiot down the right side for Chelsea, and then he fell over. He was hoping to get a free kick, and rightly it wasn't awarded. Lundberg to Vieira. He still hasn't properly imposed himself in the game, apart from the challenge that led to a yellow card. Parler to Sol Campbell. That was good play by Ray Parler. Now to Lauren. Lasso close by. Lauren over the halfway line. Arsenal right, and on it goes towards Wiltord. Henry runs into the penalty. Bergkamp hanging back. Wiltord crosses wretchedly. Beyond both Bergkamp and Henry. That was poor.
I thought Wiltord was offside then, when they're not in a bad position here. But when the ball was played, he just looked to me to be offside. But anyway, he tried to drag it back to his left foot, and he put it across the box. Nobody following up. Down that left side, Ljungberg hasn't been getting down that left side quite as much. Cole's been the man who's been coming down. Ljungberg's been the man who's been trucking inside. Can't get Bergkamp into the game just yet.
16 minutes to half-time. Still 0-0 between Arsenal and Chelsea in the FA Cup final here in Cardiff. You're listening to 5 Live in World Service on the BBC. Chelsea with a throw-in. Gudjonsson throws to Petit. It wasn't a great ball, but Petit helped it on. Lampard has had a fine game so far. To the right-hand side in Kroenke, level over the edge of the Arsenal penalty area. Faced by Ashley Cole. Takes the ball on the outside. Cole gets a boot to prevent the cross and then heads it away from his own deflected clearance. Brought down by Melchior. On to Kroenke again and held off by Cole. That's definitely obstruction. Though Kroenke made far too much of the challenge. He's trying to imply that he was caught in the face. If he was, there wasn't that much.
Yes, all these tackles, of course, they put more and more pressure on the referee.
Actually, I tell you what, there was a little flick with his right hand there by Ashley Cole. He was caught in the face.
He'll recover from that, don't worry.
Terribly sorry, Mike Riley, you're quite right. So the free kick to Chelsea is what, 7-8 yards from the right edge of the penalty area as Chelsea look at it. Made for the left foot of Lasso. Melchiot comes across to give him a late instruction. There's something in the air here for Chelsea. Half an hour played. Lasso's free kick. He runs over the ball. I'm sure that was planned, actually. Here it comes now. And played in towards the near post. Headed away by Ashley Cole. Lasso wins it again. And back it goes to Babayaro, left of the centre circle. Just ahead of the halfway line. Into Lampard, and Lampard drives it towards Gudjonsson. Right side, on the volley, great cross into the penalty area, and unfortunately for Chelsea, Hasselbank hadn't quite anticipated that. He didn't reach it, and it's cleared by Arsenal.
Very good play. Lovely long ball, and Gudjonsson, first time with his right foot, put it across the box, and Hasselbank couldn't quite get to it. The reason I think that Lampard ran over the ball for the first free kick was he's looking to see if Arsenal came out to try and play everybody offside. I think that's what he did, see if that's what there was in the Arsene Wenger tactics book, but it wasn't.
It's certainly not a great final at the moment, but Chelsea are really up for it. You can tell in vital areas of the pitch, Desailly, Lampard, Petit, and they're matching Arsenal. But the best chance has gone to Arsenal. Bergkamp's header beyond Cudicini, wide of the post. Cudicini, the goalkeeper for Chelsea, with a high clearance upfield. Gudjonsson jumped. I don't think he made contact for the ball, though it's fine. Kroenke on the far side. Chelsea right. Melchiot behind him. Lampard in field. It goes to Lampard, and Lampard comes forward, and he's run well, and now he crosses poorly. Though it might run to Graham Lasso. Lorne is there, and Lorne whacks it out of play for a throw-in to Chelsea.
Well, Lampard is he's had a lot of touches on the ball, but I think a lot of the reason for that is because he's put himself about. You know, he's made himself available. We all know he's got a good touch on it, but now, you know, he's showing it hunger, work rate. He's driving his own players forward. He's done very well so far.
Well, he's playing for Chelsea, but, you know, Ericsson might look at him at the moment and say, well, that's pretty good. Lampard, one of Chelsea's best players at the moment. Still Arsenal 0, Chelsea 0, and Bergkamp a little naughty there in Graham Lasso. Went in high, and he certainly caught the England player. Free kick to Chelsea. Petit took it. Vieira was only a couple of yards away. Play continues. What's going on?
Well, he took the free kick quickly, and it hit the Arsenal player, and Mike Riley decided to play on.
And there's another free kick. Parlour fouling Gudjohnsen. It's nothing of a spectacle at all.
No, it's splitting with free kicks.
13 minutes to half-time, 0-0.
Not much room, though, is it, to pass the ball around?
Desailly.
So tight.
Desailly to Lampard. Back to Gallus. And Gallus on to Kroenke. Kroenke to Lampard. Gudjohnsen ahead of them. Chelsea player wide down the far side. That's Melchiot. Back to Gallus. Infield to Lampard. Good patient football by Chelsea at the moment. Lampard plays it to the left-hand side. Well brought down by Babayaro. In towards Hasselbank. Back to Petit. Petit, formerly of Arsenal, of course. Back to Gallus. And Melchiot now again on the far side of the field, but they still haven't made great progress. And finally, there's a foul by Ljungberg. I wonder what the free kick count is so far. High.
I don't know. If it carries on like this, I'll need my log tables.
The trouble is, it just disrupts the flow of the game. I'm not blaming Mike Riley for that, because these are fouls committed by the players.
That's right.
But it just doesn't help, does it? You know, you got most of the world looking in and listening in, and you get a poor game.
It's a teethy match.
Free kick to Chelsea. Melchiot hits it high towards Hasselbank. Campbell heads it away, and Wiltord, waiting for it to drop, was then caught, I think, by Lampard accidentally, and Chelsea have the ball back. And Henry putting Desailly under pressure, Frenchmen together, and he forces Desailly to give away a throw-in. No, it's not actually, it's gone to Chelsea, off Henry's foot. Midway inside the Chelsea half. The near side of the pitch as we stood out from our commentary position. Throw goes to the halfway line. Hasselbank thought he was fouled. Wasn't given the free kick. Parlour hits it forward, and Desailly just flicks it out of play again. Another throw-in.
It's a good contest, that one, between Henry and Desailly, Bergkamp. You know, it really is top quality players.
Wiltord's throw-in to Lorne, who gives it away straight to Gudjohnsen. Gudjohnsen deep inside his own half, on to Hasselbank, back to Gudjohnsen, and Gudjohnsen does really well. Vieira trying to get the ball open, can't do so. Flick to the left and so. Hasselbank scrambling for position in the penalty, played in, shot by Gudjohnsen, only half at it, and Seaman makes a simple save.
Well, it was a nice move by Chelsea down the left-hand side. There was 3 or 4 passes. In the end, Lasso was the player who whipped it into the box. It was Gudjohnsen who started it all off. But then when the ball came across, Arsenal just missed out. Campbell couldn't quite get to it. Gudjohnsen had made up all the ground into the box, and he struck the ball really down into the ground and into Seaman's hands. But a good effort again by Chelsea.
The official attendance I'm given is 73,963. I thought the capacity was 72.5.
I thought it was tight.
Well, it's certainly tight sitting with you, Jim. Thought I needed to lose weight.
You can't say I'm overweight.
Gallus to Petit, who very quietly, I think, has probably been the most dominant player in midfield. On to Hasselbank. Gudjohnsen makes a run, it's played towards him. Campbell intercepted, that was vital. Gudjohnsen was through. Here's Parlour for Arsenal. Back to Tony Adams. And Adams going to be caught in possession. And then he handled the ball quite deliberately and not spotted by Mike Riley. That was deliberate handball by Tony Adams that should have led to a yellow card. And he got away with it.
He got it under his feet, didn't he?
Yeah, but he made sure, because he's put his hand on it as well, Jimmy. He was caught there by Petit, and Petit would have been through.
I think Petit, what he's trying to do, Alan, I think he's the player who's playing the holding role, and he's had 2 sources in the moment. Just one that Alan just described, just one a moment ago. And when he just come forward, it looks as though something always has a chance of happening.
Kroenke, rather feebly, plays the ball to Adams, who Unfortunately, gets it to Parler. Back to Adams. And now upfield. Bergkamp. Careful header down to Henry. Lundberg with a run through the middle. Goes to Wiltord instead. A few yards outside the penalty. Oh, the pass almost found Henry again. Lundberg all to Wiltord into the penalty area. Didn't cross first time. Still has the ball. Now he crosses. Run by Lauren. Heads it over the crossbar. Should have been 1-0.
Full back. Laurent. Excellent. Great play by Arsenal. There's quite a few people involved in that, but in the end, Wiltord was the man who did all the work down the left-hand side. He was running towards the touchline, then he turned back to his right foot, and he whipped it into the box. And Lassault was there with Laurent. Laurent got there first, and really it was an opportunity. It was no more than 6 yards, and he's put it over the top. It was a great run off the ball, terrific to get there, couldn't provide the finish.
Right, still 0-0 here in Cardiff. What's the latest score at Hampden? Ken McGraw.
It's still Celtic 1, Rangers 1. Celtic having taken the lead through John Hodgson in 19 minutes. 70 seconds later, it was Lovenkrantz who made it 1 each. It's electric pace, and the tension is incredible inside Hampden. But at the moment, it's Celtic 1, Rangers 1.
I hope it's a better game than this one. This has been very disappointing so far. Chelsea have a throw-in, and it's within 10 yards of the corner flag in the Arsenal half. Chelsea left. Babayaro throws to Gudjonsson. Back towards Babayaro, but it's hit out of play by Wiltord. Never reached him. And he has to retreat to take this throw-in. He's now only midway inside Arsenal territory. It goes towards Lassault, edge of the penalty area. Lassault heads it on, almost got there by on Campbell. Gets the ball, shouldn't have got it. Crosses into the penalty area, hacked away by Adams. And Campbell really shouldn't have allowed Lassault that amount of room.
You're right, Alan. I was going to say that. He's allowed him to turn on the goal side. Should have made him come back onto the other side. You know, he shouldn't allow him to do that.
It's a very even contest, if not the most attractive contest. Here's Gallus. Gallus just brings the ball inside of Henry. Plays it to Desailly, the captain. And now Babayaro on halfway line. Chelsea left. Good ball forward to Lassault. And Lassault runs forward. He's got the beating of Campbell. Beats him on the outside. Pulls the cross back. High towards the far post. It might fall here. Kroenke shoots the flags up. For some reason, I think the linesman sort of spotted some infringement. Though the referee may well allow play to continue since the ball is with David Seaman. Now it's a free kick.
Yeah, Lassault got down the left-hand side there. He did very well. I thought he was going to run out of play. But when he got the crossover, I think Hasselbank actually was brought up for a foul. I think he pushed Cole on the back stick. I think that's what the linesman was flagging for.
Might also say the embarrassment of Kroenke, whose shot was weak. In a very good position. Now here's Henry down the left-hand side. Head of Melchiot into the penalty area. Crosses low towards the far post. Ahead of Wiltord, but Wiltord retreats. Gets the ball edge of the penalty area. Back to Dennis Bergkamp. Lundberg and Henry wait for the cross if it's coming in. Not immediately. Back to Parler. Vieira's now in a forward position. Parler plays it away to the left-hand side and Ashley Cole. Into Parler again. And it's pedestrian, this approach from Arsenal. Lauren to Wiltord. A couple of yards in from the right side. On to Bergkamp. Wide to Lauren. Plenty of time and room to get the cross in. Plays it in low, weakly, and it comes off the left foot of Babayaro behind for a corner.
Well, Arsenal at least got about 8 passes together there. And I've got to give the players, the 2 fullbacks, I thought, that Chelsea might have got it. I've got to give them credit for their ability to get forward. Laurent again was the man who came down the right-hand side. And he's crossed over just a little bit thin. And Babayaro's got it behind for a corner kick.
5 Live in the World Service from the BBC, bringing you the 2002 FA Cup final. 5 minutes to half-time. Still 0-0 between Arsenal and Chelsea. Henry's corner from the right. High. Headed away by Desailly. Still inside the penalty. Adams heads it back. On to Bergkamp. The whistle's already been blown as Bergkamp falling wide. There must have been an infringement.
It was Adams. It was Adams. He just had a little bit of a nudge on Gallus there as the ball came over when he was going to head it. Just a little bit of a nudge first, and the referee spotted it. The ball went up in the air, and Mike Riley was there.
The 5th All-London FA Cup final, the first one of its kind for 20 years, which was the first game I saw in the flesh, first FA Cup final, Spurs and Queen's Park Rangers in 82. Gallus for Chelsea. Heading it upfield, headed away simply by Campbell, and Wiltord brings it up. He's being tugged back by Petit, but Wiltord does well. Back to Vieira, and wide to Bergkamp down the left. Lawrence completely unmarked down the right. Instead, Bergkamp fed it through the middle towards Wiltord. It was headed away by Desailly. Now here is Lawrence to Campbell. Campbell to Parler. Back to Campbell again. And into the centre circle, and Vieira. Good passing from Arsenal. Adams to Bergkamp. Adams again. And now he swings it towards the right-hand side, and Lauren has room. Lasso had peeled towards the inside. Lasso onto Wiltord. Lauren still going. Lasso goes with him. Edge of the penalty area, just outside the box now. Lauren back to Wiltord. Wiltord looking to feed it in field, and finally gets it to Sol Campbell. Campbell runs forward now. A rare excursion forward, and he shoots like a central defender. Waste of time. Goal kick.
Shot out of frustration more than anything else. It must have been all of 35 yards. He did it with his left foot, and well, it wasn't going anywhere near the target. One or two things that have been noted of late, a thing you never think about quite often. Wiltord, he's got a terrific engine. You know, he's one of these players, I've watched him, never looks tired. He's always prepared to go and make runs off the ball. The number of times I've seen him make runs off the ball in this match has been incredible, really, where the ball hasn't come to him, but he's made space for others.
Chelsea fans very animated away to our right. That's because John Terry is running up and down behind that goal. Here's Kroenke for Chelsea, up to the edge of the penalty, into the penalty, pulls it low towards Hasselbank. It was a weak cross, and it was cleared simply by Campbell. Now Wiltord. Lassau's got back there. Into Parlour. And now to Vieira's got just a little bit of room. And he steps over the halfway line. Lampard goes with him. Ball stabbed now to the left-hand side, and Henry. And Henry, well marshalled. Very well marshalled by Melchiot, and it's behind for a goal kick off Thierry Henry.
Good full-back play by Melchiot. He didn't get himself all stressed up when he sees Henry running at the ball, because Henry's got terrific pace. You know, and he can go both ways coming in from the left-hand side. He can use his right foot to come inside, his right foot to drag it down the left side. But Melchior just stood his ground and let Henry make the error.
We've had two headers, one from Bergkamp, one from Lauren, and two Chelsea shots, and that's been it. Actually, nothing else. It's a poor game. Certainly lacking in entertainment. Here's Petit. Over the halfway line, right of the centre circle. Good ball to Gudjohnsen. On to Hasselbank, surprisingly onside. Into Gudjohnsen, who is offside. I thought the Dutchman was off first of all.
He was very tight, but the linesman was perfectly placed. Nice exchange. That's the first very good exchange, the tight control we've seen between Jimmy Floyd Hasselbank and Gudjohnsen. Gudjohnsen's got terrific tight control of the ball.
Fire and ice, they call them. I wonder who's the excitable one, Jimmy, between Gudjohnsen and Hasselbank. Silly question. Vieira hits it towards the left-hand side, and Henry, and the ball comes down off Gallus, according to the referee, and it's going to be a throw-in to Chelsea, level with the edge of the throw-in to Arsenal, rather, level with the edge of the Chelsea penalty area. Surely going to be left for Ashley Cole. Yes, Lundberg finally leaves the ball for the England left back, and here is Cole now. Henry close by. Vieira is a little further away from the penalty area. The throw-in goes to Vieira, back to Cole, and now Henry. Henry holds off initially he held off Lampard, and then he brings him down rather crudely. It was just a mistimed challenge. I don't think there was any venom in it, really, and it's a free kick and nothing else.
I think it was a foul out of frustration more than anything. What he did, he made a mess of it, and Lampard did well. But anyway, there it is, free kick to Chelsea. I think defensively they've done very well so far.
Well, I hate to say it, but there's 1 minute of stoppage time, and nobody will regret it when these 60 seconds are played, because it deserves rather better, the FA Cup final, than this. How often have we said this? Are we just getting old fogies, Jimmy?
Yeah, you must.
We come every year thinking the best, and then it's so frequently not the best. Petit chests the ball to Lasso inside the centre circle, very tight, and then Vieira tackles and beats Petit, feeds it forward. Cudicini anticipates well out of his penalty, although the flag was up for offside against Freddie Ljungberg.
Well, that must have been very tight as well. It was a lovely ball played through, but anyway, he's offside.
I'm not sure at all he was offside.
No, he didn't look it to me, but Cudicini did ever so well. He must have come out about 40 yards, but he was alert, because he hasn't had a lot to do so far.
Babayaro to Lasso's a poor ball. Lauren gets there first, over the halfway line, into Bergkamp. Lauren still available down the right. It goes to the fullback. Lundberg on the near post, into Freddie Lundberg. Brilliant challenge by Gallus. And it's what? It's a goal kick, is it?
Half-time.
Half-time. Right, never mind a corner, never mind a goal kick, it's half-time, but hey, we can almost forget about this first half.
Well, they nearly got themselves in trouble there, Chelsea, at the end of the first half. Babayaro and Lassola, who've not quite gelled, I don't think, in this first half. Babayaro's pass was short, Lassola wasn't ready, and he finished it with Laurent coming down the right-hand side and Gallus having to scramble the ball away. And I think really that's really been a picture of a lot of the things that have happened in the first half. We've seen a lot of errors, quite a few players giving passes away, which they shouldn't have done. Defences have played well, and the tactics defensively have worked well. Not too much, though, for the two goalkeepers to do.
It's a bit of a yawn. Arsenal 0, Chelsea 0.
The FA Cup, great drama from the BBC.
And this is Sports World on the BBC World Service, coming live from the Millennium Stadium in Cardiff. Hello from Russell Fuller and from Lenny Lawrence as well, who's sitting to my right. The Cardiff City manager is our summariser in the Millennium Stadium today. 0-0 then, Lenny, at the break. Tight, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a scrappy game. Both teams are defending high up the pitch. Chelsea have defended very high considering the pace of Henry and Lundberg. Arsenal are doing the same, therefore everything is compressed into the midfield area. There's not much room to play. There's been a lot of fouls. Arsenal have been at their most effective when their full-backs get forward. Lauren had probably the best chance when he headed over the bar. Chelsea have won the battle in midfield largely, and just in the last few minutes, Good Johnson and Jimmy Ford-Hasselbank have had a couple of good link-ups and a couple of half chances. But I think Chelsea have done marginally better, but it's certainly not a wonderful spectacle.
I think you're probably right. Chelsea have just shaded the first half on points, but maybe Arsenal, in the form of Dennis Bergkamp and Lauren with the two headers, have created the two best chances. And just watching the game, I have a feeling that Arsenal have just a little bit more class and maybe that ability to conjure something up out of nothing in a tight game which might see them through.
Absolutely, they've had the two best clear-cut chances, although, as we say, Chelsea have had the best of the play. I think Frank Lampard and Emmanuel Petit have done very well in the central midfield. We haven't seen too much of Vieira and Ray Parlour. They've won that battle at the moment for certain. As you say, they have got the individuals to take advantage, and if you felt that if Arsenal got another two chances like they just had in the first half, they would definitely get a goal. But, you know, how long will Jimmy Ford-Hasselbank last? Is his fitness okay? If he lasts, then maybe Chelsea can nick one. Certainly, the first goal will probably decide it.
Would it be unwise of me to ask you when your first FA Cup final was?
What, to watch or...
I was thinking to watch.
Yeah, I can't remember. I was about 6, I think, in about 1953. I think I watched this Matthews final through the window of a shop.
Brilliant. And is the cup final still as special to you now? It's had a bit of a bashing, the FA Cup, and I think it's mostly because the European Champions League is such a major event now. It goes on all season. These big matches come thick and fast. I have to say, for me, watching my first cup final live, it's terrific to be here. It stands out from a lot of Premiership and Champions League games I've seen.
Absolutely. It's a great spectacle. I mean, the stadium is fantastic. To anybody listening thousands of miles away, you know, this is a special place, and, you know, the stadium's great, and the occasion is still a great occasion. Unfortunately, we haven't got a great game, but I think that when it gets to this stage, when it is cup final day, I still think it's as big an event as it always was.
We could have extra time and penalties here at the Millennium Stadium. That was the voice of Lenny Lawrence, the Cardiff City manager, who's my guest here on Sports World today. There's plenty else happening in the sporting world. We'll tell you what's happening during half-time, but first on the BBC World Service with the time at 14:52 GMT. Here's a summary of world news. Stadium in Cardiff, it's Arsenal 0, Chelsea 0. The players are out on the pitch, ready to resume this FA Cup final. It's a sunny day, a few clouds just building up behind the stadium, and a little bit of breeze as well. The next 45 minutes could decide the outcome of the FA Cup. We may need extra time and penalties. Let's find out with Jimmy Armfield, Alan Green and Mike Ingham.
Back, Henry, Terry will be alongside Desailly at the heart of Chelsea's defence. He's done quite well, Gallas, I think, in the central defence, and to have that versatility to move around.
Right, I'll give you the lineups in just a moment, but interestingly now in the second half, of course, we've got this French collision over on the far side between Wiltord and Gallas, and Wiltord gets it for the first time. Wonder whether he just might fancy his chances now, even more Wiltord. Arsenal, and there's not as much sunshine now in the second half, a lot of shadow covering the stadium. Arsenal playing from right to left in the second half. It's Terry against Henry for the first time, and the ball is turned back to Cudicini. Neither keeper really had to make great saves at all in the first half. And here is the Arsenal lineup: Seaman, Lauren, Adams, Campbell and Cole, Wiltord, Vieira, Parler, Ljungberg, Bergkamp and Henry. And by their very high standards, Vieira and Bergkamp were particularly disappointing in the first half. Chelsea line up in a moment as Arsenal take a throw-in over on the far side. Wiltord, and the Gallas has missed it, and the ball goes to the right-hand side. Lawrence crossing, away by Desailly, not very far. Lampard completes the clearance, and Arsenal look to be a bit more pumped up as the ball is played into Thierry Henry. Henry gets away from Melchiot, shot saved by Cudicini. And that's more action from Arsenal in the first minute and a quarter than in the opening 45, and I just wonder Pat Rice and Arsene Wenger maybe have got at them at half-time. Cudicini managed to get his hands to it, and the ball is out of play at far side. And just before Jimmy, here's the revised Chelsea lineup: Cudicini, Melchiot, Terry, Desailly and Gallas, Bronchial, Lampard, Petit, Lasso, Hasselbank and Gudjonsson. But surely Hasselbank will not last the second half. We expect Zola to come on at some point. Jimmy.
Well, it was a very good start by Arsenal. They got 3 or 4 passes together in the middle of the field, and lovely little pass onto Henry, and I thought actually he was going to get his shot in much quicker than he did, but he did get it in. Cudicini palmed it away and Chelsea scrambled it away, but Henry had a bit of a chance there.
Hasselbank touches the ball off to Lampard, and that's played to Gudjonsson, who, if he gets it, is onside down the far side of the field. He just puts his foot on the ball. It's on the line, and Chelsea won a corner. Let's quickly go to Ken McRobert Hamden.
Bloody action here. It's now Celtic 2, Rangers 1. A goal from Bobo Baldi, a header from a Lennon free kick. Celtic 2, Rangers 1.
Right, now this is Chelsea's first corner, Jim. I'm absolutely certain about that, because Hasselbank is going to take it over on the far side, and they've got John Terry, of course, now. Scored the semi-final winner against Fulham. Dangerous from set pieces. Gallas is going forward as well. Corner kick to Chelsea, and nicely caught by David Seaman. David James and John Lukic alongside us here would have appreciated that.
He's had to hold the ball up, though. It's a good catch by Seaman, and what he's done, he had nobody to give it to, though, because Arsenal had all 11 players back in their own box.
Vieira of Arsenal, and he's got 3 Chelsea players around him, and he's given it away. Poor play by Patrick Vieira, and it's Hasselbank from 30 yards out. Ball jumps up a bit at Seaman, makes the save, and Rock of Gibraltar 9-1. Sir Alex Ferguson's horse is confirmed as the winner of the 2,000 guineas. And he also tipped Chelsea, well, he would, wouldn't he? Tipped Chelsea, wishful thinking, to beat Arsenal in the cup final. Well, who knows? He might get a double there as well. Now, Ashley Cole, it's a better start to the second half. Back is Gronkiar against Cole. Cole comes in and seems to catch Gronkiar by that corner flag. And Mike Riley's pointing Arsenal's way, I think. And Gronkiar may need attention. No, he's okay. He gets up on his feet. And just to repeat, in the first half, if you weren't with us from the start, and I'll tell you what, you didn't miss very much anyway, we had a booking for Graham Lasso inside 2 minutes, and a yellow card also for Patrick Vieira. It's a goal kick for Chelsea. No player has ever been sent off in the cup final for 2 yellow cards, by the way. Goal kick to Chelsea, Carlo Cudicini. And, well, let's not tempt fate, Jimmy, but it's a bit more promising.
Yes, and just a moment ago, though, we had a little spillover from the first half. The ball, Gronkiar, went all the way back to the corner flag. Cole came sliding in. But I think, you know, it's the commitment level that is very high, Michael. Fitness level is high.
Lampard trying to stretch the Arsenal defence, and Arsenal making uncharacteristic errors still, giving the ball away, showing the tension that must be down there. Come to a cup final, no matter how experienced you are. Arsenal just seem to be a little bit overawed at times in the first half by this. Remember, it could be a double for them, and for Arsene Wenger could become the first Arsenal manager to win the FA Cup twice. And now it's Chelsea once more with Graham Lasso, chips the ball in towards Hasselbank. Seaman stretches once more to take the ball.
Intention was good, and good movement as well from Hasselbank, who's been pretty quiet really by his standards so far. But Seaman did well, came out about 12 yards, caught the ball on the angle.
Arsenal knocking it around inside their own half. Campbell on to Vieira. Vieira being shadowed by Gudjohnsen. Arsenal still keeping the ball, and most of the ball, in fact all the noise at the moment coming from the Chelsea fans away to our right. Long one from Campbell, should be headed back by Melchiot into the centre of the field. Good touch from Petit, and Lampard is tackled by Cole. Challenge comes in late by Parler on Hasselbank. And it's a free kick to Chelsea just inside the Arsenal half. Chelsea playing from left to right. You're listening to Sport on 5, BBC World Service, and it's Celtic 2, Rangers 1 in the Scottish Cup final. Where's the first goal coming from in this one? Petit takes the kick, chips into the area. Gronkiar can't get there, but Ashley Cole has let him take it. Gronkiar turning by the corner flag. He's turned full circle. Gives the ball back to Melchiot. Melchiot, wretched ball in. Straight at Vieira. Cleared by Ashley Cole. Not controlled by Thierry Henry. Now he's under pressure. And Lampard, again, down this right-hand side, is tackled by Henry. And it's a Chelsea throw.
Well, Lampard started the first half very well, and he started the second half well. I think he's been the most influential midfield player so far in terms of, trying to set things up positively.
And the crowd responding to the upping of the tempo here as Melchiot throws for Chelsea into the penalty area. Good header away by Adams. Desai comes charging in. Hasselbank is onside, but Campbell gets his foot in. And Arsenal under a bit of pressure. Chelsea have another corner over on the left-hand side. Jimmy Floyd, Hasselbank to take it.
And it was Desai surging forward again. When he comes forward, he's a very powerful person altogether, and he got his chest to the ball, broke forward, he got it to Hasselbank, and well, he was just in time, Campbell, to scramble the ball away.
John Terry missed the start. Can he make up for lost time? Hasselbank to take the corner kick in towards Gallas, away at the near post by Arsenal. Wiltord now picks up the loose ball, gets rid of it early, and Arsenal played across the field, but Terry made a good recovery back inside his own half. And Gronkiar at the moment playing in central defence.
Well, what he does, what they do, Mike, when they get a corner, Gronkiar is always the man who stays at the back. Because Terry goes forward and Desai goes forward, and that's why he picked the ball up there, in his own half.
Arsenal 0, Chelsea 0. 7.5 minutes gone in the second half. 2-1 Celtic lead against Rangers. Very uneventful first half. A bit more incident at the start of the second half. Big ball into the Arsenal half, off the chest from Adams. Ashley Cole is there, edge of the penalty area, and shapes to get rid of it, and eventually does towards Bergkamp, who's still struggling to really get into the game. Desai covering a lot of ground, stretches well, plays the ball into Gronkiar. Good pass from the Frenchman. Gronkiar tackled by Ray Parler, that's his job, of course, and it's out of play for a Chelsea throw-in just down below us on the right-hand side.
Bergkamp hasn't got into the game a great deal, but we've seen that before. We saw it at Bolton on Monday night, and he just appears and does something special.
Throw by Melchiot,
makes the goal.
Headed away by Adams, and again another mistake by Arsenal. Melchiot, lovely back flick from the Dutchman. Gronkiar back again to Melchiot. This is good stuff from Chelsea. Melchiot, just showed too much of that to Ashley Cole, and then it runs unkindly for Chelsea, and it's a goal kick to be taken by David Seaman. We played 8.5 minutes of the second half, and it's 0-0.
There's two party pieces there, one from Melchiot, the other from Gronkiar, but one just too many, and they overran the ball. But I was saying about Bergkamp, as you say, they can't quite get him into the ball. He's lying very forward. He more often than not, he's acting as the target man, and but he only needs, one little bit of space around the edge of the box, and he's liable to create something.
But Arsenal are being made to fight for this cup. Chelsea making it hard for them. Still 0-0. Ball just down below on the Arsenal left-hand side. Henry holds it, has his shirt pulled by Melchiot, and the referee has given the free kick for the pulling of the shirt. Freddie Ljungberg to take it. Ljungberg knocks the ball back to Cole, Ashley Cole of Arsenal. He's running along the halfway line now. Tony Adams thought about going to the far side, and then with nobody in blue coming towards him, plays it back down this left-hand side to Ljungberg of Arsenal. He's got 2 Chelsea players with him, Lampard and Melchiot, and he's won a corner. Corner kick to Arsenal.
Well, Ljungberg hasn't done a great deal when he's come down the left-hand side. Melchiot, I think, has done well, but he got there and he tried to get the ball in after receiving it from Adams, and he smacked it against him, and it's gone off for an Arsenal corner. Henry's going to take it.
So, Cudicini, not the tallest of keepers, at the far post, trying to... what a poor corner from Henry.
The standard of corner kick
straight onto Petit's head, wasn't it?
You know, the standard of... It's about third or fourth we've had, and low ball rub from Jimmy Floyd Hasselbank just a moment ago. That one exactly the same from Henry.
Sort of sums up the quality of the game, really, technically. But now Ashley Cole's lost the ball and he's gone down injured, and Petit slides it down the centre. Hasselbank won't get there. Cole's back on his feet again. I think he was looking for the referee. As now Bergkamp hits a long one, Gallas will let it bounce on the edge of the penalty area and then gets good contact on the ball, and Petit slips away beautifully from Parla, and Chelsea are playing the better football at the moment. Lasso finds Gudjonsson, who's taken up a good possession in the sunshine over on the left-hand side, and then stumbles on the ball, and Arsenal mop it up. And it's Campbell now with a better ball to Freddie Ljungberg. Ljungberg going past Eric. Freddie Ljungberg of Arsenal going past Melchiot as well. It comes to Henry down the near side. Ljungberg's gone down injured now. Henry is going to win a corner, and Gary Lewin, the physiotherapist, may be needed in a moment. Ljungberg's back on his feet slowly. Marcel Desailly's not happy about something. I'm not quite sure what the problem is there. Ljungberg's back on his feet again. What's Desailly getting upset about?
I think he thought it was a goal kick.
Right. Well, let's see whether Henry can do any better with this one. Last corner kick was planted straight onto Petit's head. That was at the near post. Maybe he will go to the other side this time. Adams has gone forward. Vieira is there as well, and Campbell. Ljungberg's okay. Henry takes the corner, and again Petit heads it away. Parla picks it up 35 yards away from Chelsea's goal. Parla to Bergkamp, and now it's back inside the Arsenal half, and Ashley Cole has to give it back to Seaman.
That all came off a badly taken corner again. You know, corners badly taken.
Seaman's clearance, and Henry now with his pace, as Melchiot didn't go and get it away. Henry slides the ball into the area. Chelsea got a block on it. It's come back again to Henry. Still possibilities. Henry slips though, and Frank Lampard, who's had a very good game in central midfield, finds Gronkiar, bit of acceleration down this near side, and then in comes Ashley Cole, and Ashley Cole manages to keep it in beautifully. Bergkamp, touch back to Parla. Arsenal 0, Chelsea 0. Wiltord, centre circle. Desai steals the ball off him. Hasselbank, has he got the legs? Parla tries to get the ball off him, but Hasselbank has the body strength. Gudjonsson stays onside. Hasselbank goes in the area. Gudjonsson from the angle! Turned over by Seaman, one-handed. The most exciting play in the whole game so far. Seaman turns it over from Gudjonsson, and Chelsea have a corner.
That was a very good effort. Excellent play by, first of all, by Hasselbank. He regained his feet, he stumbled, and then he got it out to Gudjonsson on the left-hand side, pulled it onto his right foot, and he tried to curl it beyond Seaman into the back post. Seaman's tipped it over the top. I think it's a good game now.
Right, well,
more space.
There's a confusion over where the corner's going to be taken. Hasselbank went across to the left to take it. Melchiot seemed to take up a position down the right. Anyway, Hasselbank's corner. Should it be from this side? Not sure about that. Anyway, could be a talking point if somebody heads this one in.
It's a corner.
It's a corner. Hasselbank with it, looking for Terry. Terry can't get it. Vieira's there for Arsenal, giving it the charge. Finds Wiltord over on the right-hand side. Arsenal on the break, still 0-0, and Bergkamp is unmarked. If anybody can see him down this near side, finds Bergkamp. Bergkamp took it early on the volley, but it was too far ahead of Henry. It's a much more open game, though, Jimmy.
Yes, there's much more space altogether. That's the important thing, and I think that was a good move by Arsenal down from right all the way across to Bergkamp. I thought it was a good touch as well, and I thought Henry is a little bit unlucky. I think he didn't quite anticipate it as early as he might have done.
Desailly slipped as he got rid of that one, and it's back with Arsenal from Desailly. Freddie Ljungberg. Chelsea working hard, though, to try and deny Ljungberg the space. Ljungberg slips it to Henry. Henry's got 4 Chelsea players around him. Petit almost stumbles. Lampard looking to take it out of defence. Touches it on to Melchiot. Again, the game opens up as Melchiot steers a beautiful ball over Ashley Cole. It's Gronkiar, goal side of Ashley Cole. Hasselbank's in the area. Gronkiar's gone inside the area. And it goes from him, and the shot in the end, it's over the bar from Graham Lasso. Graham Lasso holding his head. Excellent work from Gronkiar down the right-hand side. The So was on the edge of the area, couldn't keep it down.
Easily the best part of the match since the break. I think it's been very good. Lovely ball from Melchiot down the right from Gronkiar. Ashley Cole got caught. Ball was played in by Gronkiar to Lasso. He transferred it to his right foot on the edge of the box, put it over the top.
Almost an hour gone. Almost 2/3 of normal time gone. Very often a time where managers consider a change. Half an hour to go. Still expect to see Zola at some point. Maybe Zenden as well. That's from Chelsea's point of view, of course. Arsenal have got options as well if they require them. Ball was too short from Lauren to Wiltor down the right-hand side. Ray Parlour trying to get away from his former teammate Petit, but Chelsea are coming again. It's the Hasselbank-Gudjohnsen combination. Gudjohnsen almost got that through Vieira's legs. Back on the halfway line, Terry. Lovely first touch from Gronkiar down the Chelsea right. Whipped in, Seaman will gather it in, and he falls on the penalty spot to make the save.
He's an enigmatic player, is Gronkiar. I'm never sure what he's going to do. I don't know what he tried to do then, because there was no Chelsea player ever going to get anywhere near that. He knocked into the box and there was nobody there. Just a moment ago, he had a lovely move down that right-hand side, which set up a chance for Lasso.
5 Live. BBC World Service. A bit more of a cup final now, but still Arsenal 0, Chelsea 0. Celtic 2, Rangers 1. Celtic went 1 up in that game. Rangers got it back to 1-1. Ashley Cole finds Campbell. Campbell now to Lauren down the right. Lauren gets it on towards Wiltord. Across comes Gallas, who's doing okay since he moved out of central defence to left back. Wiltord's throw. Bergkamp against Desai. A couple of colossal players over on the far side. Desai's too quick for the Dutchman. And away now by Gallas, and Desai had continued his run. Ball bounces inside the Arsenal half. It's dealt with well by Campbell. Lauren now, and Ray Parlour will have to hurry up against Petit. Parlour finds Lauren. Lauren moves forward and Petit closes him down immediately. It's back with Campbell on the edge of the bell. Campbell turned and in fact he has given it away. It's Gronkiar of Chelsea being forced wide, slips the ball in the area. Adams against Hasselbank. Hasselbank has a poke at it and it's gone off David Seaman. It's a corner.
Yes, Campbell got caught. He got caught on the edge of the box, and in the end it was a half chance as much as anything else. Hasselbank tried to get his right foot on it, but an Arsenal player just got a foot. I think it was Cole, just got a foot, and Seaman tried to scramble it away, but it's Chelsea on top at the moment.
Hasselbank limps. They'll just want a few more minutes out of him yet, though. Chelsea creating the opportunities. Graham Lasso to take this latest corner for them. Down the near side to the far post. Desai rises. Melchiot's going in with Seaman. And the shot in the end from John Terry. Oh, the whistle's gone.
What a fantastic header.
Whistle's gone. And there's a bit of afters involving Melchiot, is it? Or Desai? Desai.
Adams and Desai.
Adams and Desai.
I wouldn't like to get between those two.
Great captains. Great winners. Great desire, of course. In the meantime, there's an Arsenal player who's, and I cannot see who it is from here, by the post.
Cole.
Ashley Cole, is it? Right.
What happened there, Mike? The ball came onto the back post, and it was a fantastic header by Desai, but I think he was leaning all over Adams, and I think that's what the dispute was all about afterwards.
Stephen Hendry has beaten Ronnie O'Sullivan 17 frames to 13 in the semi-final of Snooker's World Championship. This is not a semi-final. This is the big one in cup football. FA Cup 2002, still waiting for the first goal. And Ashley Cole, I sounded a bit like the announcer then, didn't I? Here comes the free kick to be taken by David Seaman. Long ball into the Chelsea half. Gallas is there. And across comes Dennis Bergkamp. Sorry, that was a very in-joke. Now Chelsea looking to try and release Gudjohnsen over on the far side. Oh, well played, Sol Campbell. Slips the ball away from Gudjohnsen. Cleared by Seaman, but Chelsea is still the likelier team at the moment. Petit does well. They're just getting hold of midfield here. Lampard back again to Gronkiar, who's seeing a lot of the action at the moment. Vieira fails to get his challenge in. Ashley Cole's there, but it'll fall to Gronkiar. Vieira on a yellow card, remember, slips the ball away from Gronkiar. And Arsenal try and play their way out of difficulty. Ashley Cole. But they've not been as effective today as they have been just recently. But now Chelsea misplace a header. And Bergkamp finds Wiltord. Back comes Graham Lasso. Wiltord. Henry's pointing. Give it to me, he says. Henry now. Faced by Melchiot. Edge of the area. Lovely ball from Henry. Whoa, Wiltord. Had more time than he thought. Smashes the ball into the Arsenal fans.
Yes, it all came about because John Terry actually just got his header all wrong in the centre of the field there. And there was 1 or 2 passes put together, and Wiltord, well, what an opportunity.
OK, back to Ken McRobb, Scottish Cup final.
Celtic 2, Rangers 1, still the score. Celtic leading by that Bobo Baldé header in the 49th minute, but Rangers coming so close to equalising. Skipper Barry Ferguson taking the lead, hitting a swerving shot from 20 yards. It had beaten everybody, including Rab Douglas, in the Celtic goal, but it struck the post and rebounded to safety. Celtic 2, Rangers 1.
Cudicini's clearance for Chelsea. Chelsea on top at the moment. Petit down the centre, Gudjonsson, and now Lasso looking for Gallas to make a run over on the outside. We're moving towards the halfway point of the second half, 65 minutes gone. Throw in to Chelsea. Lauren manages to intercept it, and now Vieira, little body swerve from him to Bergkamp. Bergkamp edge of the centre circle, looks for Henry. Melchiot's aware that Henry's there and manages to slide it back to Cudicini, who clears the back pass. Gudjonsson, lovely first touch from him. Gudjonsson trying to find Hasselbank. In steps Vieira. Vieira up against Lampard, and Vieira loses the ball to Lampard. Gronkjar. Vieira hasn't been himself today. Gronkjar now taking the ball towards the penalty area, and it goes from Gronkjar over Adams but not Campbell. Petit tried to stretch, but it's with Vieira once more. Patrick Vieira to Dennis Bergkamp, who just ambles inside the half, tries to play it through to Freddie Ljungberg. The old understanding, of course, between those two, which has served them so well recently. And now Petit, with his left foot, finds Gallas. Let's go back to Ken McRobb at Hampden.
Goals again at Hampden. It's now Celtic 2, Rangers 2. A free kick by skipper Barry Ferguson from 20 yards, sailed into the net to put Rangers back in level terms. Celtic 2, Rangers 2.
Well, they could get extra time there, and they may well here as well, of course. We haven't had that since '93. The ball is out of play, and Zola is coming on soon, we understand. And that would be for Hasselbank, wouldn't it, Jimmy? What do you think?
Well, you would think so, but I don't know the extent of Hasselbank's injury, but, you know, Zola's the man who looks to be putting his shirt on over there now, so Hasselbank's running over to that far side, whether he's going to get the ball, we'll see.
Going to get a great reception from the Chelsea fans, though, Zola. Twice a cup winner, of course. Chelsea have lost it for the moment. It's back inside their half, and Desai manages to lift the ball over Henry. Back come Arsenal. Zola about to come on for Chelsea. The action over on the far side, and Gudjonsson at the moment is all on his own against Vieira. The whistle's gone, and this could be the change now for Chelsea. Free kick has been given. Hasselbank is going to come off. He's lasted for 67 minutes and a few more seconds. The halfway point of the second half. Arsenal 0, Chelsea 0. Zola's going to get a great reception from the fans in blue. And here's Alan Green.
Well, Hasselbank has never looked entirely fit in this game.
Well, I said after 5 minutes, I wonder whether he'd get through the game. But, you know, he's had his sock rolled down. Calf injuries, you know, they don't half nag you. And if you're a player, you know, who depends on pace as well as he quite often does, well, anyway, this fella's not a bad replacement.
I think Chelsea are the better team. I think Lampard and Petit have got that midfield. Vieira is very quiet by his standards. Petit, good ball forward. So back to Lampard, on to Zola, just outside the penalty area, though he's hustled out of possession. And Vieira then gives it back to Zola. Zola flicks it forward, taken away by Lauren. And now to Wiltord, back to Lauren. In the remaining sunshine on the pitch and the way on the far side, the Arsenal right. 22 minutes to go. 5 Live, the World Service from the BBC, bringing you Arsenal 0, Chelsea 0. It's also level in the Scottish Cup final, but they've had goals, haven't they? Celtic 2, Rangers 2. But it's been a better second half. Thrown to Arsenal. Back to Lauren. Forward to Wiltord. Henry's ahead of him. Bergkamp's infield. The pass was underhit. Petit, increasingly dominant in this game. Pulled down now by Wiltord, and that's a free kick to Chelsea.
Playing just in front of the Chelsea back four. I think Chelsea, Petit has done a very good job for Chelsea in the second half as well, and I think where we've noticed him more, he's starting to manoeuvre forward a little bit as well.
Petit's free kick to Lampard, quickly played to Kroenke. Kroenke beyond Cole, is he? No, Cole just made sure he got his body between Kroenke and the ball. He finds Vieira, and Parlour has to be careful here, just gets it back to Tony Adams. Adams on to Wiltord, it pulled into the centre. Great run by Parlour, played on to Ray Parlour. Ljungberg's to his left, Wiltord running forward. Parlour still has the ball, shoots! Oh, and it's into the net! And Ray Parlour may have won the FA Cup for Arsenal.
Arsenal. That was a glorious shot, struck with the inside of his right foot against the run and play. But what a goal, and could it be the winner of the 2002 FA Cup final? The favourites are in front. Arsenal 1, Chelsea 0.
Well, it was a goal, really. The start out of nothing, but Wiltord was the man who started it round the halfway line. He played to Parlour. Chelsea did have players back, and really Parlour was all of 25 yards out on the edge of the D, and he's in it with his right foot, and it's gone right into the top corner, curling away from right to left, past Cudicini's diving hand. Terrific shot, really. It was a solo effort as much as anything. Cudicini, I think, might have got a fingertip to it, but it was in the back of the net. And just when Chelsea were looking good, Ray Parlour, who really has had quite a quiet game, really, has got to go.
Well, I wondered before the game whether it would be Parlour or Adu in midfield alongside Vieira for Arsenal. Parlour has played and Parlour has scored, but we gather that Adu is coming on shortly as a substitute for Arsenal. He's certainly got his tracksuit top off. Not that he needed tracksuit top on that far side in the sunshine. We're in the shade. Chelsea behind, and they hardly deserve to be behind, Jimmy.
Well, they've played well in the second, and they've been the better side in the second half. But there's still 20 minutes to go. Let's see if they can do something about it.
Here's Gudjohnsen forward to Zola, back to Petit. Petit in an advanced position, but he couldn't squeeze the pass through to Zola, and it's run away to safety for Arsenal. Henry into Lundberg. Wiltord surely offside. Yes, flag a little delayed, but it's up now, and I'm not sure. It's Bergkamp who's coming off. Well, he can always put Wiltord up front, of course. Put Parlour wide right and Adu alongside Vieira.
Yeah, that's what it'll be.
Dennis Bergkamp, you know, to start the FA Cup final for the first time, he's a disappointment. He was injured in '98 when he was Footballer of the Year, missed out entirely. Only a last-minute substitute last season. And, of course, there was intense disappointment for Arsenal last season here against Liverpool, where they also took the lead, but lost to Michael Owen. Can Chelsea find a Michael Owen in their ranks? Yes, Parlour has gone wide right.
What do you
do? Just to the left of Vieira.
The same thing, he did this before too. He floods the midfield. Every so often he does that. You know, floods the midfield, tries to get his team going as much as anything. And, you know, it's going to be Wiltord and the little engine man, as I call him, and Henry running round up front.
Melchiot with a throw towards Zola, and Zola's beaten in the air. What a surprise by Tony Adams. Cole clears to the halfway line. Terry heads it back. High. Vieira Jones. Ball falls to Zola. Onto Gudjohnsen offside. And he tucks it away into the net, but it was clearly offside. Though again, Zola had the inspired vision to see the run.
He's always likely, given any chance at all. I must give the one thing Arsenal have done in this second half, as we've seen so often, they've propped the game up well at the back when they've had to do, and they've got themselves in front with a goal, really a real top-line goal. It was a good enough goal to win any final, really, from Parlour.
Interestingly, Kanu is also coming on as an Arsenal substitute. Well, I mean, that's got to be presumably for Wiltord or Henry. Edu, just recently brought on, heads the ball back, but Chelsea struggle to win it. Don't win it. Wiltord, left side, moving infield. Petit immediately onto him, hustling him, urging him back. And Petit finally gets in a right foot to divert the ball into Chelsea's possession. Here's Lampard, suddenly surrounded by red shirts. Lundberg forward, Melchiot well in the tackle. May have hurt himself in the challenge, but the ball's out of play. And it's going to be a throw-in. And who would you think would be replaced by Kanu, Jimmy?
Well, it's obviously I would think one of the front players he's going to come to. He's put his midfield player on now, and he may be thinking about Wednesday night when they play Manchester United. That championship still not won. Everybody thinks it is won, but it's not won yet.
Well, 15 times before, a team has lost the FA Cup final one year and come back the following year to win it, including Arsenal. Arsenal did that in 1979. Manchester United as recently as 1996. It hurt last season, losing to Owen. Now they've got in front here against Chelsea, perhaps a little fortunately. But Arsenal searching for their third double with a free kick taken by Cole to Adu. And Adu forward towards Wiltord. Still, Akanu's ready to come on, but no sign that they're actually going to rush him onto the field. And the ball's out of play, and it's going to be a throw-in to Arsenal. Near side of the field, just over the halfway line. Ashley Cole will take it, but not before he's ready. It's thrown down the left flank, headed away by Terry again. Another throw into Arsenal, and this suits them very well, Jimmy.
It does, because they've got the players who'll just prop this up if they have to do. And I can see what Wenger's trying to do with, when he's put Edu on. He's tried to flood the midfield to just try, if possible now, try and get a few passes together. Just not what they've done. It's the goal and the change. It's just knocked Chelsea out of the stride. 15 minutes to go. 1-0 to Arsenal. Time for decisive thinking from the managers. And Ranieri is going to bring on Zenden. And now head-to-head, Henry and Terry. A little unnecessary. It was Henry who caused the trouble. Terry wasn't doing anything. Oh, he's going to produce the yellow card. Oh, dear. Was that really necessary? I mean, it was it was silly between them, but all you do is tick them off. A yellow card for Henry and a yellow card for Terry. Yeah. Unnecessary, Jimmy. Yeah, unnecessary. I was going to say use your heads, but that was the wrong expression there. Yes. But the referee might have used his head. Yeah. Throw in to Chelsea, who need the ball at the other end of the field. No need to panic just yet. 14 minutes to go. The ball's with Zola. Zola tackle. Might break to Petit. He's tackled by Parler, the goal scorer. Parler in again with a challenge. Hooks it forward. That ran fortunately for Arsenal. And finally, the linesman, having thought about it for half an hour, raises his flag and says it's offside. And here comes Zenden. That's the referee. The lines are on the far side. He's right into he must be looking to the sun over there as well. And here comes Zenden now. What's he going to do here? Well, here's Zenden coming. I can't see the number in the sunshine. He's going to take Melchior, it appears, will come off. So Gallus is going to right back, Lesotho left back, and Zenden left side. And Gallus goes in goals. He's played right across the back line in this cup final. It's been quite an achievement. He's played central defence, left back. Now he's going to come to right back. Melchior's going off. I thought he might have taken Lesotho off, actually. Anyway, Zenden will play down the left side. And quite right, Ranieri. I think he's right to go for it now. Well, he has to. Yes, there's only 14 minutes left. He's got to go for it. Zenden, Dutch player, left-footed, good skills. Catch him on a good day, he can be pretty good. Well, I know that Arsenal are trying to win the double, but in a way, Jimmy, Chelsea's need to win today is greater to make up for a season of inconsistency again. They cannot get their Premiership campaign in order, Chelsea. They just drop too many points, lose too many games. It's such intense disappointment in the UEFA Cup as well. This might have offered some salvation at the end of the season. It's still not out of the question yet. Henry reacts as if he's been hit in the head by Gallus, but the referee decides that there was no infringement at all. Ball's over the halfway line with Zenden inside the centre circle. Zenden now to Gallus. Chelsea must come forward. Kroenke tackled by Cole. Ball breaks back to Gallus into Petit. Petit feeds it forward. Taken up by Cole. Henry, Ashley Cole running through now. Cole forward, edge of the penalty here, into the penalty, left for Henry. Great save by Cudicini, and then Parler should have finished it, and he didn't. He mishit that shot, and Cudicini has it again. Could have been 2-0. Henry to Cole. Cole had opportunity, overran the ball. It came back to Henry. Excellent save from his shot by Cudicini, who palmed it away. And as Alan told you, Parler just couldn't quite get onto it. Great ball by Lampard. Hit 50 yards to the right to Kroenke. Cole's back defending now. The cross into the penalty here. Too deep. Might run to Zenden. Feet were high there between Lauren and Zenden, but Lauren's touch was decisive, and it's cleared to Wiltshire. Kanu sat down again. Maybe he just fancied an opportunity to stand up and get in the sun. I thought he was coming on. It looked as though he was coming on, but obviously Arsene Wenger's had a change of mind. Well, Frank, I couldn't understand why he'd be coming on. Wiltord and Henry, I mean, you weren't going to replace either of those, surely. Particularly someone like Kanu, who's played, to say the least, indifferently of late. Here's Lampard inside the centre circle. Under Gudjonsson. No Hasselbank now for Chelsea. Never looked fit. Replaced by Zola. And Arsenal lead 1-0, and Freddie Ljungberg's running through, and Terry's almost bringing him down. Ljungberg still going, shoots! Joe, what a goal by Freddie Ljungberg! And that wins the FA Cup decisively for Arsenal. That was a fantastic finish from the street. He broke clear of Terry's attentions. It's his 7th goal in 8 games. They've all been important goals, but none more important than this.
He scored last year against Liverpool. Arsenal lost. He scores this year against Chelsea, and Arsenal win. Arsenal 2, Chelsea 0, and the first leg of the double is complete.
Well, incredibly, that goal has come out just come another solo. That's exactly what it was, because when Lundberg picked the ball up, he was actually on the halfway line. So where Chelsea's defenders were, I'm not quite sure, but he surged forward, and I thought John Terry actually didn't stand up. He didn't stand up when the challenge was on. And he got the ball, broke kindly for Lundberg, and he hit it with his right foot. I was right behind it, and I could see as soon as he hit that ball that Cudicini wasn't going to save it. It was right into the left-hand post, into the side netting. What a goal that was.
Here's Zola forward for Chelsea, who need to strike back quickly. There are 10 minutes to go here in Cardiff. And Kanu's got up again. Yeah, maybe he will come on. But I think it's over now. 2-0.
You know, when he picked the ball up, Alan, when he picked the ball, Edu gave the ball to Lundberg, and he was actually, I think he was just actually in his own half when he set off running. And he's run all that distance, you know. Cudicini, he's been beaten twice from outside the box, you know. He must be thinking, well, when those sort of goals are going in, well, it's not going to be our day.
It's Kanu for Henry, which surprises me, but there you go.
Saving him for Wednesday.
Yes, of course, they play Manchester United on Wednesday, but it's not a bad scenario, Jimmy, when you can lose the game and still win the championship. I think the pressure's all off that match. And they'll be feeling so good with themselves having won the FA Cup.
It's amazing when you hit a golden seam as Lundberg's at the moment. You know, you can't miss. You can't miss somehow. I don't know. When you're a player, you're that confident, you feel as though you can't miss.
It's still 2-2 between Celtic and Rangers up at Hampden Park. But now this FA Cup final has swung decisively to Arsenal. The goals for Parlour and Lundberg. Chelsea have the ball. Petit. Back to Terry, and Terry to Cudicini, who had no chance with either of the shots that beat him. He actually got a good hand to Parlour's effort, couldn't bring it down.
It'd be interesting to see, you know, what John Lucas and David James had to say about this, you know, afterwards. When you're a goalkeeper and, you know, they're knocking two in from the outside the box, it can be a bit deflating.
Ball played in by Parlour, but it's back with Chelsea. And here's Lampard, who's been outstanding, trying to play the ball through to Gudjohnsen, intercepted by Tony Adams, and Adams will be looking forward to lifting the FA Cup in around about 8 minutes' time. On to Kanu, back to Vieira. Kanu again, inside the centre circle, and away to the far side, into the sunshine, and Parlour. And on now, to Kanu once more. Tackled by Desai. Ball almost breaks to Parlour again. Desai wins it once more. He too's played really well for Chelsea. Up to the halfway line. Clipped towards Zola. Brought down by the Italian. Off his chest. Being hustled by Sol Campbell. Oh, he does well, Zola. Finding Zenden. Zenden left side. Crosses into the penalty area. Cleared by Tony Adams. And it should be knocked away by Lorne. It wasn't properly. Back it comes to Chelsea's possession. Kroenke to Lampard. And Lampard tackled and beaten by Patrick Vieira. On to Wiltord, back to Lundberg. Vieira once more, counting down the time, just over 7 minutes to go. Here in Cardiff, Arsenal lead Chelsea by 2-0. Here's Gudjohnsen. Gudjohnsen to Kroenke. Zola's on the far post. Kroenke up to the edge of the penalty, into the penalty. Back to Gudjohnsen. Gudjohnsen drives in the shot, saved by Seaman.
Yes, they keep getting shots in, but they're all from outside the box, and they're not going to beat David Seaman in a hurry from that distance. It's a good move by Chelsea. But from 25 yards, Seaman's going to hold on to those.
Long clearance by David Seaman. Headed away by Desai to the far side. They'll be thinking about tying the ribbons on the FA Cup. It's going to take some comeback now by Chelsea. Crossfield ball hit by Zenden, overhit well beyond Kroenke, and out of play for an Arsenal throw-in.
This incredible run that Arsenal have had on this winning run, you know, and the
11 successive Premiership wins, Jimmy.
Yes, you know, and the thing is, what happens, you know, when you're a player as well, when you're winning matches and you get a goal in front of Zagon, you don't think you can lose.
And also, they're still unbeaten away from home in domestic football this season, which is sensational. And just one game to play after this, Manchester United away. How they'd love to take the title at Old Trafford. Wiltord in towards Kanu. Terry steps forward, takes the ball back for Chelsea. Now Zenden, who really should be wide.
and he's in the centre of midfield, but he plays it forward to Gudjohnsen. Gudjohnsen with Lauren. Lauren goes well, just to the right of his penalty area. Gudjohnsen across there again to challenge. Lauren holds him off again, and then clears left-footed.
He's done well, Lauren, I think. You know, he's just stuck to his job, tried to get forward when he had to do in the first half, when Arsenal needed pushing forward.
Here's Gallus onto Zola. Zola with Kroenke to his right and plays it to the Dane. Kroenke on towards Zola again, but it seemed to hit the shoulder of Ashley Cole, and it's out of play for a throw-in to Chelsea. Zola, a winner twice in the FA Cup final with Chelsea, but he'll be a loser today. The throw-in is going to be taken by Gallus. A little over 5 minutes to go. Into the penalty area it goes. Headed away by Cole. Brought down by Terry. Terry feeds the ball back, and Graham Lasso. Everybody barked with the Chini's inside the Arsenal half. Gudjohnsen down the left-hand side. Moving into the shadow. Plays it to Lampard, who shoots about a yard wide.
That's what Arsenal do. And Alan actually made the point there, a bit more than in their own half. What happened is Arsenal actually had 11 players behind the ball, and every one of them within about 35 yards of their own goal. They formed this two-line barrier, you know, and the two strikers in fact working hard in front of them, make it very difficult for teams, you know, to get clear shots at goal and get breakthroughs.
Goal kick taken by David Seaman. Up over the halfway line it goes. Desai with Kanu. Desai wins it to Zenden down the left, and he's running down that left touchline. Ball is out of play off an Arsenal boot. I think it was Ray Parler's, and it's going to be a throw-in. Lasso to take it. 5 Live and the World Service bringing you the closing stages now of the FA Cup final in Cardiff. We've got 4 minutes and a few seconds to go. It's 2-0 to Arsenal. Parler and Lundberg with a goal. Cole clears. That's out of play. It's going to be a throw-in. Close to the corner flag, deep inside Arsenal territory. Chelsea right, and it has to be a throw into the penalty area, surely from Kroenke. No, Zola makes himself available, controls the ball, then dinks it infield. Great ball by Zola. Lasso to Petit. Petit crosses to the far post. Zenden's not going to reach it, and it's behind for a goal kick.
Very good, but like Chelsea today, not quite. Not quite. There's a lovely little chip from Petit on the right-hand side of the box. Just tried to get it across the box to Zenden, who was running in. Just went behind, and the ball just seems to have travelled away. And Seaman, really, he hasn't had that much to do, if you think about it. But frankly, Karachunian's had a lot of saves to make. The two that's gone past him, I don't think he had a chance with. I think they were both very difficult for a goalkeeper.
Most everyone to the right of the halfway line, as we look across this pitch, is sitting almost in silence, and everyone to the left, those in red, very animated. The flags are being waved. They're in full voice. Arsenal are erasing the disappointment of 2001 in Cardiff. They've got a free kick short of the halfway line. Tony Adams is going to take it, right-footed towards Kanu. Kanu wins the ball, beating Lasso. Kanu gets around Lasso, beats him a second time, and also wins the corner. Just relieves any lingering pressure.
I wonder whether he was going to put Keown on. I was looking across to the far side with, according to my watch, 3 minutes left. Whether he's going to stick him on, I don't know, but quite clearly they're going to win the cup now.
And it's going to be a corner to the Arsenal. Now that corner quadrant is in full shadow on the far side of the field, the Arsenal right. It's taken short and played to Kanu. Kanu was just trying to hold up the ball and waste some time. But Zenden takes it off him and runs it away. Running towards the halfway line, feeding it towards the right-hand side. Time running out for Chelsea. 2 minutes to go. 2-0 down. Here's Lampard, who's played exceptionally well in this cup final, and importantly in front of Sven-Göran Eriksson. It could be just the sort of display, Jimmy, that if you're in,
just tilt his mind,
you know, in doubt, it could just tilt it in his favour.
Well, he has played well today, Lampard. He started well, and I was thinking he'd playing in a big match. If you can get up to a good few minutes early on, you know, it sets you up for the rest of the game, but he'd be disappointed.
Here's John Terry, half-time substitute, wasn't fully fit before the game because of a virus, to Lampard. Lampard played it forward. It came back off Tony Adams. Lampard again, this time to Lasso. Lasso swirls it towards the right-hand side. Ashley Cole jumps and heads it out of play. Throw into Chelsea. Kroenke back to Gallus. Chelsea desperate to score, but they need 2, remember. They're not going to get them. Back to John Terry and to Desai. If There have been doubts occasionally about Desai's commitment. There were no doubts today. He's had an excellent game. Every opportunity was coming forward, but he's going to finish on the losing side. Kanu, and Kanu running forward, and Desai tackles him, and the ball breaks out of play, but it's off the Chelsea captain's right foot. We're inside the final minute.
Desai's been excellent. I think he is. He really has. He's worked hard. There's been commitment. He's powerful.
There's been a late goal at Hampden. Ken McGraw.
With 2 minutes into injury time, and Peter Lovingtrans has scored what surely will be the goal to win the match for Rangers. The cross from McCann, Lovingtrans header. It's Celtic 2, Rangers 3.
Rangers twice behind in that game at Hampden Park, but now 3-2 in front. For long periods in this second half, Chelsea looked the better side, but Arsenal lead 2-0, and Martin Keown is going to come on. Well, I would have thought, you know, sentimentality doesn't necessarily come into this, but surely you take Campbell off, not Adams. You leave Adams on at this stage. Here's Zola. We're into stoppage time. 3 minutes. 3 minutes of stoppage time. Still time for Chelsea. Gudjohnsen, edge of the Arsenal penalty area, falls over under Parler's challenge, and now Parler takes it away and lays it to Kanu, and again Desai says no, that's my ball. Desai comes forward, and he held off at least 2 foul challenges there before the referee finally blows for a free kick.
A powerful player, Desai. You know, he's going to be a force again. He's played well today. He's going to be a force again in the World Cup, I'm pretty sure. Here comes Keown.
Rangers have won the Scottish Cup final by 3-2. Wiltord is coming off for Keown. So the 2 old warriors, Adams and Keown, will be together. I'm sure Martin Keown's not going to play up front. Just leave Kanu up there.
No, he's going to. I mean, see, I've seen Arsene Wenger do this before. What he does, you know, times it all up at the back. They're not going to give too much away. They'll play, if need be, they'll play 3 central defenders. And that's where he's gone.
All this time, of course, Chelsea couldn't take the free kick. Now they finally do. We've got 2 minutes of stoppage time remaining. Chelsea need to score twice. It ain't going to happen. Zola on towards Lampard, taken up by Edu instead. Back to Chelsea and Petit. Petit trying to find Gudjohnsen, half cleared by Arsenal. Lampard to Zender. On to Gudjohnsen on the far side of the field. Red shirts rush into challenge. Edu finds Parler. Parler then brought down by Gudjohnsen, and that's the referees. Is he going to book him? Oh, yeah. Wow. I don't think that's necessary. I don't know how many yellow cards we've had, but honestly, you know, apart from Vieira's challenge.
Henry, Lusso, he's had a yellow card. Vieira, Terry.
I mean, that's just Gudjohnsen trying to win the ball back, and I don't think Parler was hurt. Anyway, Arsenal will be happy because it wastes some more time. Into the last minute of stoppage time. Added here in the FA Cup final of 2002. It's head upfield, the free kick by Seaman. Straight through to Cudicini. Beaten decisively twice. First by Parler, then by Ljungberg. Arsenal fans in full voice now, and empty seats at the Chelsea end. Here's Lampard to Gallus over the halfway line, right side. Kroenke makes the break forward. Then he comes back, and then Kroenke gives the ball away as the pass find him. It's with Vieira to Kanu, and Kanu, lovely dink pass to Parler. The final whistle goes, and Arsenal are halfway to the double as Chelsea sink to their knees and on their backs here at the stadium in Cardiff. Arsenal celebrate. There's a hug from Vieira to Ljungberg, and Edu's in there now, and the cameras rush on. Parler's being congratulated. He was the man who put Arsenal in front, and what about Tony Adams at the back? What a great moment for him, and a greater moment still to come when in a few minutes' time he raises the FA Cup trophy for Arsenal. The game is over. It's Arsenal's trophy. Arsenal 2, Chelsea 0.
Well, the FA Cup, great drama from the BBC.
Arsenal make up for the bitter disappointment of last year when Michael Owen's goals ended their chances of winning the FA Cup. In the end, it was fairly comfortable for Arsenal. 2-0 victors. Lenny Lawrence, the Cardiff manager, watching alongside us here on Sports World on the BBC World Service. I say it was fairly easy in the end, but you have to feel sorry for Chelsea, who probably shaded the match in terms of possession.
They certainly did. It was 2 great strikes, really, that settled the game. The first from Ray Parler and the second from Ljungberg. The only time the two central midfield players for Chelsea got caught in front of the ball, that led to the break and that led to the first goal. It was a great strike. I don't know if the goalkeeper Cudicini would be totally happy, but certainly with the second goal he had no chance, and Arsenal were worthy victors in the end.
Freddie Ljungberg has been one of the players of the season. If the voting for the various players, player and writers player of the year had taken place a little bit later, maybe he would have picked the likes of Robert Pires and Ruud van Nistelrooy.
Well, if they did it in March instead of January, I'm sure that I'm sure that he would have been a leading contender. He's really been on a hot streak. He's scored some vital goals, and he's scored the goal that effectively has won him the FA Cup today.
And it's the confidence running through this Arsenal team as well. They didn't play particularly well in the first 3 quarters of the match, but they're on this terrific run of 11 consecutive Premiership victories. You can see quite clearly how strongly they believe in themselves, can't you?
They never chased the game. They just sat there. They didn't play particularly well in the first half, as you say, but they seem to have that belief that they're always going to get a goal. And obviously their unbeaten away record in the league throughout the season just adds to that belief.
The Arsenal shield has been unfurled in one of the penalty areas on the ground here at the Millennium Stadium in the centre circle. They're just erecting a platform where the FA Cup will be presented in a few minutes' time, and the Arsenal players at the moment just taking a lap of honour. The Arsenal fans are to our left. They're waving their red and white flags, and all the players are just gathered by the goal at that end, hugging each other, hugging some of the coaching officials as well, and some of the other Arsenal staff. The Chelsea players, in stark contrast to my right, just sitting inside the penalty area in front of their fans. Desolate, some of them, not really talking to each other very much. One or two of the coaching staff coming on and patting them on the back, trying to gee them up and console them. And a lot of the Chelsea fans have already left. Lots of seats to my right. Lenny, a word on Chelsea. They have so many wonderfully talented players, and they did play well today, but what was missing? What is missing from this Chelsea team?
Today the cutting edge was missing. I don't think Jimmy Floyd-Hasselbank was fit. They took him off after an hour. If you play players that are not fit, you take a chance. Nobody will know exactly how fit he was. There were bits and pieces from him and Good Johnson, but never really any end product. To be fair, Frank Lampard and Emmanuel Petit dominated in midfield. I mean, Emmanuel Petit's a candidate for man of the match, really, but they could never really create enough to make the chances that they needed to score, whereas Arsenal, you felt they were always going to score.
Claudio Ranieri has just signed a 5-year contract with Chelsea, which is quite something in the Premiership these days and in football management. Do you think, he obviously thinks he's got the makings of a top side that could perhaps challenge in the Premiership and in Europe. Do you think that he's fooling himself?
No, I think he's an experienced manager. I think he's taken Chelsea forward this year. They had a rocky period in the middle, but they've got to the cup final, they've got to the UEFA Cup. They're 5th, I think, in the league. No, I think they've made progress. I'm sure they'll buy again this summer. He's a good, experienced man. You know, he's won things in Spain and Italy, and I think it's a good thing to add some security to the job at Chelsea. Then.
We'll talk some more in a minute. Let's stood and watched their team receive the FA Cup.
One by one, Arsenal make their way forward. Watched by the England coach Sven-Göran Eriksson. How many of the players on display today will be in his squad? David Seaman takes his winner's medal, just pats the top of the trophy. Ray Parlour gives it a kiss. Great moments for Arsenal Football Club. Wonderful victory for Arsenal Football Club. Erasing all the disappointment of last season. Thierry Henry, another one to kiss him. And now an embrace. Lennart Johansson and Freddie Ljungberg, Swedes alike. Dennis Bergkamp may not have been all that pleased with his display today, but he's a winner. And so too is Sylvain Wiltord and Patrick Vieira and Kanu and Sol Campbell. A kiss by Campbell on the cup. Richard Wright, who played in so many rounds but was left out for the final. Lee Dixon, the veteran, another winner's medal for him. And for Martin Keown. Arsene Wenger, lucky tire knock, discarded now. Patrick Vieira shakes the hand of Lennart Johansson. And finally, it's Tony Adams. And it's Vieira and Adams in a display of unity, holding the cup aloft together. Vieira captain so often this season, but Adams, of course, captain extraordinaire. The FA Cup is held aloft, and there's red all over the stadium, and the usual celebrations and fireworks go off, the pyrotechnics, and now the Arsenal players dancing on the podium.
Adams holds it back. David Dean in the director's box on the far side of the field, the vice chairman of the club, applauds another success for Arsenal. And will they really win a third double? Like 1971, when arguably there were more teams around chasing the trophy. Certainly like 1998. They're very, very close now. All they need is a point at Old Trafford. And even if they don't get it, like 1998, Everton will be the last visitors to Highbury in the Premiership campaign. It looks like the double for Arsenal. We can be absolutely categorically certain that they've won the 2002 FA Cup. Congratulations to Arsenal.
Alan Green described it a moment just a few minutes ago when Arsenal received the FA Cup for 2002. The champagne has been out. The Arsenal players do not want to leave the Millennium Stadium. David Seaman doing a little jig of delight now. The Arsenal fans still behind the goal to our left, still waving those red and white flags as ferociously and enthusiastically as ever. And the players at the moment just walking back to the centre circle. There's a whole lot of red ticker tape on the grass in front of us here around the centre circle. Flares were lit off when the FA Cup was presented to Arsenal, and in stark contrast, the Chelsea fans, well, they probably number about 250 now. There were 35,000 of them 10 or 15 minutes ago. Some of them are staying just to capture what's a very special moment. You don't get a chance to see an FA Cup final too often. Desperate disappointment for them, obviously, but perhaps they do want to see the moment that Arsenal won the FA Cup. Many of them have decided to take an early route east. The traffic back to London notoriously bad from this stadium. They're on the road as the Arsenal fans continue to take the applause of their fans, some of them who are basked in the late afternoon sunshine here at the Millennium Stadium. Lenny Lawrence has been our summariser here, the Cardiff City manager. Arsenal have done it the hard way, really, haven't they, to win the Cup, Lenny? They've beaten Liverpool, Newcastle and Chelsea along the way, so they're worthy winners.
I think so, and as you say, the first half was very even. Chelsea maybe shaded it, but their class showed in the second half, and two great strikes, really, and it's quite fitting that Freddie Ljungberg, who's probably been the best player in the Premier League in the second half of the season, should score the winner.
Let's hear about the first goal. Ray Parlour got that. It sent Arsenal on their way to victory. He's been speaking with Garth Crooks.
It's in 93. You did it in 98. How does this compare?
It's a great day. Obviously last year, really disappointed when we lost. But to come back this year, so it's really good resilience from the lads, and we ground it out. It was a real tough game today, but we got that goal, first goal, and it's a great performance in the end.
Let's talk about that first goal, because the game needed something special to break the deadlock, and it was something special.
Yeah, it was always a London derby, going to be a tight game, but you know, I caught it well, and it's gone in the top corner. We don't score many goals like that, important like that, but really pleased, and the lads went on from there, got the second goal, and it's fantastic for our fans, and hopefully we can do it Wednesday as well.
The first part of the jigsaw is done, Ray. You're almost there.
Almost
the double's
there.
on.
Almost there, but still a long way to go. We've still got to go to Manchester Wednesday and try and get a result up there. But it's a great day for us so far, and we'll enjoy it today.
Ray Parlour, who scored the first goal, talking to Garth Crooks. Lenny, they're only halfway there to the double. Everybody expects Arsenal to win the championship now. But if they did lose at Old Trafford on Wednesday, they still need to win their final game of the season to be sure of victory. Do you think it's over?
I'm afraid so. I think so. I mean, if Manchester United could win that game and stop them winning the title, then maybe. But I can't see that they're not going to pick up the necessary point from the two games. You know, I can't see that.
Doubles are all the rage these days, aren't they? It seems to be you had to wait 20, 25 years for one to come along. We had Arsenal 4 years ago. Manchester United won the treble 3 years ago. It looks like Arsenal are about to do it again. Why is that?
It's the influx of foreign players. You know, there's only 3 or 4 clubs who can win the league. And if you look back at the history of the FA Cup, over the last dozen years, nobody outside the Big Six has won the FA Cup. And you'd have to go back to 1975 to find a winner outside the top flight. So, you know, it is a little bit easier than it was maybe 10 years ago when the players were spread more evenly amongst the clubs.
Let's hear from one of the Chelsea players now, Graham Lasso. He's been talking to Ray Stubbs.
What's the view from the Chelsea camp about the way the game went?
It's really hard because on the pitch you look at it and you think we seem to be pretty much in control of the game at that stage. And then they've broken away. We know Arsenal are fantastic on the breakaway. We've coped with that for most of the game, and the one good sort of breakaway they made, it's a fantastic finish by Ray Parlour. The second goal is just a kick in the teeth for us, really. Again, player of the last couple of months, Freddie Ljungberg's been fantastic, and again, it's a wonderful run with a great finish. What can we do? Yeah, we've tried our best and wasn't quite good enough.
There seemed to be such a self-belief about Chelsea at the start of the second half, and you took the game to them.
Yeah, we really thought we could win it. I spoke to you before the game, and you said we seemed confident, and we really did think that we could win it. And we played, I think, with belief, and we interchanged the ball well. We took chances when we needed to, and we tried to break when we could. And I don't think the manager can fault us. He just shrugged his shoulders when I saw him, and it's just one of those disappointing things. I give Arsenal all the credit. They just had that key to open us up when it mattered, and we couldn't respond to that. So good luck to them for the rest of the season.
Jimmy Floyd Hasselbank did his best, but it felt he was just feeling his injury somewhat, and you never got any little bit of luck you needed when Johnson had that shot just tipped over the bar.
That's right. It's a shame for us that Jimmy hasn't been training with us all week. He's been on the treatment table, and I think that makes it very difficult for him, the manager, and the rest of the players, really, to have such an important player in doubt. It puts a question mark about how the shape of the team is going to balance out. Also, Celestine Babayaro and myself had injuries that we've just about shaken off for today's match. So, it was, from that point of view, we took our chance, and I think everybody did themselves credit.
We appreciate you talking to us and your disappointment. Thank you.
Cheers.
Graham Lasso talking to Ray Stubbs. I think you're struggling to hear us a little bit, particularly if you're listening on shortwave around the world, because of the atmosphere here in the Millennium Stadium in Cardiff. The lap of honour continues. Most of the Arsenal players are now left the pitch, but I think it's Ashley Cole with Patrick Vieira at the moment running around the perimeter of the pitch, holding the FA Cup with one arm each, and just completing their lap of honour now. They may well disappear back into the tunnel. David Seaman is emerging once again into the sunlight from the players' tunnel, and he's going to milk the applause one more time as well, and who can blame him? He's getting a terrific reception.